no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. You took my innocence without an alibi. up when I die, and it is too late to climb any mountain. Time is of the essence, the blood running through our core. It's best to not feel sorry when it's over. I will be the greatest that you've ever seen before, and I'll stay eternal. Sometimes I feel that my luck's run out. When things don't go to plan, I kinda lose my mind. I hope it's real, this life comes around. Just keep your faith and search for the fountain. Time is of the essence, the blood running through our core. It's best to not feel sorry when it's over. I will be the greatest that you've ever seen before, and I'll stay eternal.
Cause I don't want nobody change me now. Cause I like to be myself. If you're not agree, you can walk away. You can walk away. You can walk.
Hello, welcome back to the We Are City channel. We are back for some more action today. It's Manchester City versus Burnley. The team news is on the left-hand side of your screen there. I did put it out in the community post earlier on. Interesting team pick from Pep Guardiola. The midfield looks fantastic. but the defence and the forward line, maybe not exactly what people were looking forward to. So we'll go through the team right now. Straight away, we'll run through the team. So no Edison, been on international duty with Brazil. I mean, Alisson was missing for Liverpool as well. So second choice goalkeeper is in there. It's Zach Steffen, the American. We've got a back four of João Cancelo, John Stones, Aymeric Laporte and Nathan Ake in that back four. I'm not sure whether it's Ake at left back or Laporte at left back. I suspect it will be Nathan Ake, and probably Ake is going to get a lot of game time at left back this season if Cancelo plays on the right hand side, because we have no other left backs at the club. Byron Zinchenko has been currently out injured for a very long time. In the midfield, we've got Rodri, Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne, which is the strongest midfield we've pretty much got. And then the front three is going to be Phil Foden, whether he's in the false nine on the left-hand side, that's not confirmed yet. But Mars will definitely be on the right side, and also Raheem Sterling as well. So Sterling, who this week has said that he is willing to leave Manchester City if he doesn't get the game time that he wants, well, we could be seeing him leave Manchester City, Raheem Sterling, with only so long left in his contract now. You know, less than, I think, is it about 20 months left in his contract. So by the end of next season, he probably won't be a Manchester City player the way things are going. But you never know. Things could change for Sterling if he gets a lot of game time, starts scoring again and appreciated again. The only issue is, I think, if Sterling starts scoring again and he feels like he's appreciated again, he'll say, well, you see, you give up on me. And then he'll still leave. So I think City probably end up selling him next summer. That's probably the only option. But hopefully he has a good game. I mean, he's not had a good game in so long now, as Raheem Sterling. Be nice if he had a good game. I mean, all this about, he makes good attacking runs. It don't matter what runs he makes, because if he does nothing on the field, it doesn't matter how many runs he does. So we need Sterling today, don't we? We really do need Raheem Sterling. We'll have a look at the Burnley side up against the City side. So you can see there's a City playing that 4-3-3, as they usually do. Burnley, I'm not quite sure. They tend to go with a 4-4-2. Whether Dwight McNeil's going to play as a striker, Maxwell Cornet on the wing, I'm not quite sure. This could even be a 5-back from Burnley. It could also be a 5 in midfield. It's very versatile, really, this Burnley side. So, in goal starts Nick Pope. Back 4, it looks like, of Loughton, Tarkowski, Collins, who we've never heard of before, and Eric Peters. In the midfield, they've got Westwood, Brownhill and Jack Cork, and also Dwight McNeil, who's probably one of the most lively players in this Burnley side. And then up top, I've put Cornet and Wood. Now, interestingly enough, Maxwell Cornet, I think he scored something like 5 goals in his whole career, something ridiculous for Lyon. And 3 of them came against Manchester City. He was fantastic against us in the Champions League. He's probably, you know, rubbing his hands together thinking, well, I've got a game in my hands here against City. Seem to always find a goal against City. Now he's in the Premier League. He's got his chance to score goals and probably get a couple of goals for Burnley. I believe it will be his first goal if he was to score today. City have beat Burnley in the last 2 games by +5 goals. And no team, I don't think, in the history of the Premier League has beaten a team in the same fixture over 3 years by +5 goals 3 years in the bounce. Now, City were to win 5-0, 6-0 today, they would break that record. So that's a record that you want to go for. You'd want to break. Whether City will do, I think that's more of a difficult one, isn't it? I mean, to win 5-0 again today. I think big miss is Ferran Torres, of course. He's out for 3 months, is Ferran Torres, with that broken foot injury, which is a big loss for us. And without Ferran, we lack that actual sort of a striker, don't we? He's the closest thing to a striker that we've got, Ferran Torres. So it's a big shame, big miss. And I feel like he would have got a couple of goals here today. Especially in the run-up to the fixtures, definitely something he'll go for. I will put a poll in now for you guys to vote on. And it's one that's not the usual, but one that you guys will want to vote on. So, will Cornet score for Burnley? Oh, he scores against Manchester City, does Maxwell Cornet. So, there you are. Will Cornet score for Burnley? Go on, give us a vote. Let us know what you think. Yes, no, maybe. But the Burnley team, you know, the 4-4-2, City do like to drop into that 3-back when we come up against a 4-4-2. So I expect Nathan Ake to play the sort of Kyle Walker role, but on the opposite side of the field. So we will see Laporte shift into the centre. We'll see Stones on the further right-hand side and Ake on the left-hand side. And this will become a back 3, I think, for a lot of the game. Especially Burnley with 2 up top, if that's the way they're going to play. That's the way Pep likes to play. If anyone's read Paul Ballas's book on Pep Guardiola, where he actually had, you know, the chance to go inside the dressing room and things with Bayern Munich and work with Pep. I read the book as Pep joined City. And, you know, he said that something he learned from Pep is Pep will always play a back 3 against a front 2. He will not play a 3 against a 2. And now, that is something that I found very interesting, because I was actually watching, I don't know if anyone's heard of the YouTube channel Coach's Voice, was watching a sort of tactical analysis with Javi Hernandez, who is the man who used to play for Barcelona. You'd know him, one of the best midfielders of all time. And he was saying that if he comes up against the front two when playing it, I think Al Sadd or whoever he manages in the Qatar League, if he comes up against the two, he'll play a 3-back. Where if he comes up against a 3, he'll go to a 4-back, which is interesting. And it's sort of the opposite way to where Pep Guardiola would do it, for whatever reason. But that's the way it's done. I think it's more of a 2, it's a bit more narrow. But Javi prefers to play that sort of back 3. He could be a City manager in the future, couldn't he? So, City versus Burnley today. Sean Fernandez says, Blue Moon, you saw me standing alone. Well, hopefully, Sean, City get a big win against Burnley today. It'd be nice to see some goals as the Premier League is back after the international break, which is actually quite interesting international break, wasn't it? If anyone saw the Spain and France final, I think Spain were robbed by the linesman, but it was a very, very good game. The high quality, wasn't they? You know, Benzema's goal, and then, you know, it was the way France went up one end, Theo Hernandez, it's the crossbar, Spain got the other end, and I think it's Mikel Oyarzabal who scores for Spain. And then straight from kickoff, Karim Benzema puts it in the top corner. Then you've got a real game in your hand then between two sides that are real high quality. Eventually, it did come to a refereeing decision that allowed Kylian Mbappe to be played through. An ex-Manchester City player, Eric Garcia, heavily involved in that decision. But at the end of the day, it was a good game, wasn't it? And, you know, it depends where you're from, whether you're supporting either side. As a neutral, if you are a neutral, then it's good to just watch two games of, you know, two teams play a good game of football. So the Etihad is starting to fill up. The people and the fans are entering the ground here, the supporters. I think that is the safe standing section they're showing currently on the TV. They've got barriers in front of the seats so you can stand up throughout the game if you wanted to. That's something they're working on, isn't it? They might actually take the seats out for that. So of course standing got removed from football a long time ago. Personally, I wouldn't like that. You know, I do like to sit down. I mean, the thing is at City, if you've been to the Etihad during the game, if the ball goes, you know, towards your end, everyone stands up to see it, and then eventually everyone stood up, but they sit down again then. Whereas I know one end of the Etihad, the opposite end to where I usually sit, people stand up all game. I've been sat there before, and people just don't sit down all game. And I think if you're an older person or someone who's maybe not as able to stand, that's not something you want to do. But I think, you know, safe standing, as long as you know what you're getting, if you're in the safe standing section, that's fine. Looking at the Premier League table, City are, after 7 games, on 14 points in 3rd position. Chelsea are in 2nd with 16 points. And top of the Premier League table is Liverpool, have just give Watford a good battering, haven't they? They are top on 18 points. 22 goals scored for Liverpool and 6 conceded. Really good record. Really good record. Burnley are down in 18th position. Down there with Newcastle and Norwich. Norwich on 1 point. Newcastle and Burnley on 3 points each, and I think Burnley could be in a bit of danger this season, because you'd say, wouldn't you, you'd take Newcastle out of that relegation zone by the end of the season, because with the money that they're going to pump in January, you'd expect, you know, them to get a bit better. Andrew says at the match, so can't listen. 3-0 City, big predictions. The chips there being eaten by a City fan on screen. They look happy, don't they? Look very happy. So not too long before City kick off against Burnley. And I'm pretty sure the City fan who was just on screen then, I know them. I know them pretty well. I'm pretty sure that's someone I play football with. So I'll have to mention to him, you've just been on the TV at City. Although, one thing I would mention to him is, I think he's a United fan. So I don't know what he's doing there, but he is there today. There's quite a lot of shots around the ground as the people just walk into the stadium slowly. Taking a while to get in there. Julius is expecting inside news from Andrew. It's a bit like... if anyone plays FIFA, Jeff Shreves, is it, whoever it is, he goes to the pitch side person who tells them a bit about the game. We'll go to Andrew during the game. I don't think he'll be able to do that. But the kickoff is pretty close now, 5 minutes away from kickoff. Like I said, the City team is one that's interesting, isn't it? On the left-hand side of your screen there. Very interesting to see those sort of players in there today. No Diaz. I think, to be fair, to let Diaz have a bit of a break is fair enough. But, I mean, I think we needed Kyle Walker in there, really. I know he probably needs a rest as well, but that back line's a bit shaky. That back line's a bit shaky. I know it's Burnley, but Burnley will play the long ball. Burnley will hit City on the counter, and Burnley just might get the better of City today if City aren't careful, although I think that's very unlikely. if you've got money on that one, it'd be very good odds. Julie says, what's this catering like at City these days? Like, I don't know this season, but it hasn't been very good, has it, for a long while, the catering at City. It's about £5 for a pint, and it's either overcooked, cold, or just full of fat and no meat in it if you're a meat eater. So that's the way it goes. Roy says, come on, you Clarets, got a Burnley fan here. Well, I don't actually mind Burnley, Roy. Of course, they're a local side to City, so everyone likes Burnley to do well. But I do hope you lose today. A lot of people I know quite a few Burnley fans. They don't want Burnley to obviously get relegated. But I think they're in a bit of danger this season. But Sean Dyche is doing a wonderful job, isn't he, really? If you think about things at Burnley. He's kept them in the Premier League, for a long time now. I know they had that little blip where they went down, but they come straight back up, didn't they? And they've been fantastic for a long time, Burnley, to be, in the Premier League for that long, working on such a small budget. I mean, Maxwell Cornet is he the first British player Burnley have signed in a very long time, or non-Premier League player they've signed. I know Eric Peters, he's Dutch at the back, but he played for Stoke City. Maxwell Cornet coming from Lyon to the Premier League to play for Burnley. It's unheard of, isn't it? Maybe they're adapting their transfer policy just slightly to try and take them to another level, really, in maybe finishing in the mid-table. I mean, that year they finished in the Europa League, didn't they? They didn't do so well. I mean, they haven't got the squad depth, have they, to be playing that many games, really. Burnley, they've literally got a first team, and they struggle with anyone behind. I mean, Collins, the guy who's playing alongside Tarkowski today in the reason due to Ben Mee being injured, ex-City youth player, of course. I don't know anything about him. I've never even heard of Collins. So it could be Phil Collins for all I know. I don't know who Collins is, but he does start today for Burnley. Possibly a new signing, possibly come through the youth team. If you think of when Project Restarts happened and Burnley had their game against City at the Etihad, of course, with no fans in the ground, Burnley had something like, they could have 10 substitutes on the bench. I think Burnley only had 6. And of those 6, something like 3 were goalkeepers. It was ridiculous. They were really struggling. They didn't have the money to offer new contracts to teams, which was also a big issue. So the team missed out there. I think Aaron Lennon in the end did stay on, but they lost a couple of players like Jeff Hendrick, who's not a bad player really, Jeff Hendrick. Went to Newcastle, performed reasonably well over a few games last season of Newcastle, what I saw. But in the end, I don't know where Jeff Hendrick is. I haven't seen him play for Newcastle in a long time, and no doubt under the new ownership, he'll probably be one of those players that shipped out, along with the likes of probably Jamal Lascelles, despite being the captain and people like that. Although, if you think Lascelles could be that sort of Vincent Kompany figure at Newcastle, now that takeover's happened there, can stay and be the captain, be the man who was there before things changed and really lead his team. But we'll have to see how that is. Mr. Tigerman says hello to you, Mr. Tigerman. It's good to have you. City C on the left-hand side of your screen there. The bench as well today, something to mention. Got 2 goalkeepers on the bench, Scott Carson and Kieran Slicker. Ruben Dias on the bench, of course. We've got Kyle Walker, Ilkay Gundogan, Jack Grealish, Zinchenko's back on there, as well as Gundogan, Fernandinho and Cole Palmer. Roy says Norwich, Watford and Saints will go down and the Clarets will stay up, City Brill style. Thank you very much, Roy. Yeah, I hope you do stay up. Actually. I think Norwich are a dead cert, like you said, to go down. And Watford, I watched the Watford versus Liverpool game before this one. They were really bad. I mean, I'm surprised they even got promoted from the Championship. They looked that bad. So Watford's a definite. And actually, I think I did a Premier League predictions on the channel in a little community post before the season. I predicted that Saints would go down. I predicted that Southampton would go down because they just, I mean, who can sell Danny Ings, who scores like 44 goals? He scored 44 goals, has he, for Southampton over 2 seasons? Something like that. How can you sell a player who scored that many goals for you and replace him with Adam Armstrong from the Championship? He's from Blackburn. No doubt a good player, but he's not a proven goal scorer like Danny Ings. And I just thought, you know what, Southampton look to be gone here. Mr. Tyman says, what channel is showing the game? It's not being shown in the UK. Depends which country you're in. Let us know which country you're in, Mr. Tigerman, and I can try and let you know. Roy Ewart says, Cornet top lad. Yeah, he seems to be a good goal scorer against City. 56% you think he won't score against City, but he seems to score plenty of goals against City when he plays City. He's really good. Julie's there with a bit of information. Nathan Collins has been signed from Stoke. Yeah, sounds like the sort of signing Burnley would make, isn't it? A player from Stoke. But they turn these sort of Championship players into players that are Premier League level players. Think of James Tarkowski, wherever he came from. He's pretty highly rated now, isn't he? And he went through a time of being linked with people like City, United, Chelsea, of course. It never was going to come off, I don't think. But it's interesting enough, isn't it? Interesting enough that They sign these sort of players and they make them a good player. Nice to have Stones back. USA, says Mr. Tiger Man. I think it's on is it DAZN? It's on, I think, in the USA. If you give me a second, just as the game's about to kick off, by the way. Burnley in there, black today. He's from Ireland, apparently, Nathan Collins, says Julie. Big Bad Bunny says, come on, Blues. You're not named after the Latin music artist, are you? Big Bad Bunny. And Man United are better than City, apparently. And then it's Chelsea, then it's Burnley, then it's Liverpool. Led there saying Liverpool are worse than Burnley. If you watch Liverpool today, they were fantastic. I mean, Watford were extremely bad. Extremely bad, but Liverpool fantastic. So City versus Burnley's underway. I will try and have a look for you, actually, to see if I can find the game. What channel it is on in the US for you, Mr. Tiger Man. Because City do put out where to watch it, I think, on their website. If you go on the actual Man City website, they will tell you where to watch. There's a chance for Burnley here. Swing the ball in and Stefan off his line. Maxwell Cornet is straight in there for Burnley. So let me find this for Mr. Tiger Man, if I can do. Well, unfortunately, Mr. Tiger Man, I can't find it. If you go on the Man City website, it does tell you where the game is on. So, especially if you're in the USA. So definitely go and have a look. So, City versus Burnley. City are in a back three today. I suspected that before the game. I said we might be in a back three today. It is Laporte in the centre, Diaz on the right, and Nathan Ake on the left of that back three. Cancelo on the right-hand side. So, Cancelo back to Diaz here. And Diaz back to Aymeric Laporte. Apologies if you experience any buffering in the live stream at any point today. It just seems to be the way it is at the moment. The internet's not great. I've had a problem for a long time. Luckily, I think some people might know I'm in the process of moving property. So I'm looking for a better internet provider, not PlusNet at the next one. Here's Cancelo. I'll tell you what, PlusNet won't give me a sponsor on this channel. I slagged them off way too much. Here's Chris Wood for Burnley, the Australian, the Kiwi Harry Kane. I think he's from New Zealand, isn't he? Or Australia. So Burnley on the ball here. Not doing so well, City at the start. Burnley looking relatively lively, actually, right at the start of this game, which is interesting enough. Burnley not that bad of a side, are they? And I think they will be okay this season. I think they were in that relegation battle at the moment, but it doesn't mean they're going to go down, does it? It doesn't mean they're going to go down by any means. They're strong enough to, and they're experienced enough now. I think Watford, yo-yo team, similar to teams like West Brom and people like that, who just aren't going to stay in the Premier League, are they, forever? So just try and get the game back on here. So 2 minutes and 20 seconds in. Phil Foden, a little battle in the box here with Loughton. Referee says, no, it's not a foul. I think Phil Foden was looking maybe for a penalty there. He wasn't going to get one, of course. Never going to get one for that. Never going to get one for that. It was just a 50-50 really, which Phil Foden lost out to Matthew Loughton on the right back. A long ball by Burnley up towards Chris Wood. Rodri's in there and Mahrez takes it down. Bernardo Silva's lost it out to Cork here. Rodri back in there again. And Raheem Sterling got a bit of footwork into Mahrez. Rodri's run it back 2 or 3 times here in midfield. That's great play from Rodri and City on the attack here. Here's Kevin De Bruyne playing on that left-hand side of midfield. Into Phil Foden. Foden looked for that first-time cross, but there was no runners really through the middle, so he goes back to Nathan Ake. Foden, De Bruyne. Here's Kevin De Bruyne. Ball through. Ake. Well played. Here's Kevin De Bruyne into Riyad Mahrez. Cancelo holding the width on this right-hand side today. Mahrez up against Peters. Gets a cross in low. And cleared away by James Tarkowski. Here's Mahrez. On his left foot. And lifts it up and over to Aymeric Laporte, who's dead on the centre circle today, Laporte. Spend most of his time playing. The City playing this back three. It means we've got no real left winger because Foden's drifting inside here. And there's literally no one on the left-hand side of the field at all, which is a bit of a worry for City. Here's Cancelo, back to Riyad Mahrez on the right-hand side. Mahrez into Joao Cancelo again on this right-hand side. Cancelo, little body feints under pressure from Dwight McNeil. A little 1-2 with Foden. Oh, a little nutmeg as well on Dwight McNeil by Cancelo. Brilliant football. Here's Mahrez. Onto his left foot, Mahrez. Looking for a shot, Mahrez. Mahrez hits one, and Mahrez hits one straight down the middle. And a simple save for Nick Pope. All in pink today. The Burnley goalkeeper. Just to the left of him. And he drops down. Simple save for a goalkeeper, especially of Pope's quality. Mr. Tigerman says 2-1 prediction to City. Well, that could be a good one. And I think in the US, Mr. Tigerman, it is on NBCSN. So if you've got that, the NBC Sports channel, you probably will find the City game on there as well. Bit of an odd one in England with 3 o'clock kickoffs not being, of course, on TV. So here's Nathan Ake for City on this left-hand side. Ake into Phil Foden. He's dropped a little bit deeper here. Ake. Just under 5 minutes of the game gone. City in control. Burnley looks a bit lively at the start, but not too much. Here's Nathan Ake. Aymeric Laporte brings the ball out from the back for City into John Stones. His first appearance, I think, for City this season. And I mean, he's been fantastic when he played for England. Stones, wonderful ball into Phil Foden. Foden with the ball across the box, who it might fall into Raheem Sterling's path. Nearly it goes behind for a corner, but Eric Peters will get this away. Roy says he'll take a 0-0 today. I think many Burnley fans will take a 0-0 today. Julie says congratulations on the subscribers. Well, thank you very much, yeah. We're up to 1,710 now. So if you guys can keep subscribing, especially if you're new, we're trying to hit 2,000 whenever we can. I think it took us quite a while to get to 1,000 subscribers, but we slowed down over the summer. We've got the ball rolling again now. Going up in subscribers, especially now that football's back and new games are out, like the new FIFA and PES and things. Here's Eric Peters with a free kick to Burnley. Lumps one into the box here. Nodded down by Collins. And all the behind for a goal kick for Manchester City. Of course, Zach Steffen in there today for City. Ederson not in the team. The Brazilian on international duty due to the quarantine rules. So no him, no Gabriel Jesus. Same for Liverpool. They had no Fabinho and no Alisson. I suspect that Rafinha probably misses out for Leeds as well. He looks a top quality winger, doesn't he, Rafinha? His agent this week was talking about big clubs being interested in him. Possibly a Riyad Mahrez replacement, the Brazilian. City play it around the back well with Steffen and Bernardo and Stones here. And Steffen goes long. And Sterling chases, but it bobbles all the way behind. Just over the halfway line for a throw-in to Burnley. Not the best kick out from Steffen. Not quite Ederson level, is he? For his ability on the ball. But I think, you know, shot-stopping wise, why not? I think he's not far away from Ederson. Tarkowski's gone back to his keeper, Nick Pope. Terrible clearance from Pope. Goes all the way through to Rodri. Must have bounced 3 or 4 times before it even reached a player. Really shanked it, didn't it? There. It's Foden. Ake. Switch of play from Ake into Cancelo. Cancelo into Dwight McNeil. Tries to find Mahrez. He's slow, Riyad Mahrez, and Dwight McNeil beats them both to it. McNeil then lumps it away up to Stones. And Stones has got Rodri there for a pass, but he's gone all the way back to Zach Steffen by John Stones. So City, you know, in possession. The game will go exactly how I expect this game to go. City will have most of the ball. City will have most of the chances. It's whether we finish those chances, because you forget that it's Raheem Sterling up top now, isn't it? No Ferran Torres for 3 months. Liam Delap's injured. Not that, you know, he will get a chance probably. Here's Foden. Poor pass into De Bruyne. Defended away by Westwood. Loughton kicks it into Phil Foden. Good pressing from Phil. And that'll be for a throw-in for Burnley. Down near their own corner flag on the right-hand side. But Burnley will get a few... I think Burnley will get... If Burnley have a decent enough game and do things right to their standards, I feel like they will get maybe 1 or 2 chances. It's whether they finish those chances. That's the way it's predicted to go, isn't it? A couple of people have been predicting 3-0s, 4-0s. Mr. Tigerman's gone for a 2-1. Quite a tight result. Roy's expecting, well, hoping for a 2-0. A 0-0, sorry, not a 2-0. 2-0 to Burnley. You'd take that though, wouldn't you, Roy? You'd definitely take that. Here's Loughton. Long and in behind, and Maxwell Cornet will chase, and it's behind for a throw-in. Roy said he's got bad asthma, but would be there. Been to Main Road loads of times. Oh, that's very good. Big Bad Bunny says, I'm not sure how Stephanie's going to do, but I'm positive we'll win. Yeah, I think Steffen's good. You know, as backup goalkeepers go, he only plays so many games a season, doesn't he? It's just the cup games. It happens that City tend to go far in the cup, so he gets quite a lot of games. I'm totally trusting in Steffen. I think he's only made one mistake ever, and that was in that semi-final to Chelsea. Great play by Foden, little flick through to De Bruyne, but it's intercepted on De Bruyne's pass, and Burnley play a ball over top to Maxwell Cornet here, and just can't take it down, can Maxwell Cornet. Jacobs here. Jacobs says, come on, City, 3-0. I hope you're right. Here's Nathan Ake. Big Bad Bunny's gone for a 4-1 to City against Burnley. Good to hear that City could be getting 4 goals. I hope you're right. Ball in by Ake. Cleared away. Stephanie's one of the best backup goalkeepers I've ever seen since Mr. Tigerman. Yeah, I'm totally confident in Stefan. Here's Tarkovsky over the top. It's Maxwell Cornet. He's in here. Stefan's off his line. Good header away to Nathan Ake. Cornet is offside. Luckily, Stefan come off his line there. But immediately, Cornet is playing like a striker. I thought he might do alongside Chris Wood. That's why I put him like that in the team sheet. He's going to be making runs in behind the City defence, using his pace. Here's Cancelo. Skips past Dwight McNeil. Not twice, but 3 times. Into Bernardo Silva. Little pirouette from Bernardo. Flicks it back to Cancelo, into Bernardo again on this right-hand side. Back into Cancelo. Brilliant football from City. Cancelo takes it past Collins and Peters and swings the ball in. And again, Burnley defend it well. Good cross by Cancelo. No one there. Don't know what Raheem Sterling's doing. Burnley trying to wait the way out, but Rodri, wonderful pressing. He's in there to win the ball back for City on this far right-hand side of the field. Rodri's really grown into that holding midfielder role. And I couldn't ever think of playing Fernandinho ahead of Rodri anymore. He's definitely the other way around. Here's Nathan Ake. Into Phil Foden. Ake makes a run in behind the left back. Creates a bit of space for Phil Foden. It's not enough for Phil to drive into it and dribble past anyone. Laporte with a switch of play. Brilliant switch to Joao Cancelo. Into De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva back to De Bruyne. On this right-hand side. De Bruyne drifting all over the field at the moment. The same Bernardo interchanging the 2 free 8s, as you'd call them. Here's Laporte. Wide to Nathan Ake. Crossing opportunity for Ake here with a bit of space, but he's gone back to Laporte. Laporte might cross it though. Laporte does cross it. It's headed away by Tarkovsky. De Bruyne takes it down. Cancelo's in acres of space this right-hand side. Bit of a slow pass from De Bruyne. Cancelo. Oh, he skips past Peters brilliantly. Wonderful cross by Cancelo. No one there. Ake's there on the edge of the left-hand side of the box to pick it up. Sterling. Taking off Jack Cork. Taking him on, but does nothing, Sterling. Couple of body feints. Pass it back to Ake. Sterling. Switch of play into Cancelo, behind to Bernardo Silva, dealt with by Peters. And Cancelo back on the ball, a little ball roll, step over, through 2 Burnley players brilliantly. Bernardo Silva to Phil Foden with a hit, and Phil Foden, what a save! And Bernardo Silva taps it in. Great save from Nick Pope. He gets down to his left-hand side, and then it deflects off a Burnley player. Bernardo Silva is ready, like a live wire that he is. In there, smashed it in the bottom corner from maybe 1 or 2 yards out. And City lead by 1-0 against Burnley here. And I'm expecting a big scoreline after this start. Burnley not frustrating City at all in these opening 12 minutes. It's Cancelo on this right-hand side. Flicks it between 2 Burnley players. Ridiculously brilliant from Cancelo as usual. Into Foden. You think he's going to pass it to Ake in space. He hits the... Oh, actually, it doesn't hit the Burnley player. Foden hits a shot, which is from the centre of the goal. He stood in the penalty area on the penalty spot, just behind it. And he shots towards the left-hand side. It's just going towards the bottom corner. Nick Pope, a big long arm from him, keeps it out, but straight to Bernardo Silva. And he hits that with power. It's another goal for Bernardo in City Blue. Great start for City. 1-0 we lead Burnley. Good finish from Bernardo. Good attempt as well by Phil Foden. Unfortunately for Nick Pope there, his defence has let him down because he's made a really good save to stop it going in. He just needs Eric Peters or someone, I think it was Collins, to get rid of it. And City are on the attack here again. It's Sterling. Oh, he's got a terrible first touch, Sterling. He just throws himself to the floor trying to get a free kick. He's not going to get that. Collins brings it forward for Burnley. Here is Collins. Wide to, I think, is it Westwood or Loughton? Burnley looking decent as well. They've got a few balls in behind towards Maxwell Cornet. He has been offside, but not a bad start from Burnley either. I think they'll be disappointed to concede that. They want to frustrate City as long as possible, don't we, Burnley? Foden is magic feet, says Jacob. Quite right. Phil Foden is just so good. I saw Aymeric Laporte in an interview this morning, and he was saying that when he first joined City, Foden was just a boy, really. And he's like his little brother. But now he's a man, and he believes Foden can be one of the best players of all time. That is Aymeric Laporte's words. Now, Laporte is obviously French, Spanish, whoever he knows. He's grown up watching probably people like Thierry Henry, people like that. But he considers Foden could be one of the best of all time, and I hope Foden gets to that level. Here's Phil Foden again. Brilliant player. Wide to Kevin De Bruyne on his left-hand side. In behind to Bernardo Silva up against Collins. Bernardo Silva cuts inside Collins. Should have gone into Foden, really. He's gone to De Bruyne instead. De Bruyne switched it to Joao Cancelo across the box. Oh, and a shot from Cancelo. The save by Pope. Mahrez on the rebound and blocked away from Burnley. City look like they're going to absolutely smash Burnley today. They look like they're going to absolutely smash Burnley. Joao Cancelo is just hanging about on this right-hand side. So free every time. So high up. He's basically playing as a right winger. And he hits the volley here from De Bruyne's cross right into the body of Nick Pope. He just hits Pope. He knows nothing about it. Foden with a swing in. And Ake can't keep that one. And it's over it by Phil Foden behind for a goal kick for Burnley. But the first 15 minutes have been fantastic from City. If I was Burnley, I'd be very, very worried with this start. They've not looked so bad going forward, Burnley. But defensively, City, that quality that we have, those technically gifted players like Bernardo, like Foden, like De Bruyne, Cancelo as well, causing them all sorts of problems. I think Cancelo's probably disappointed he didn't get a goal there, but it was a very difficult angle. He was very close to the goal. But he's looking fantastic, Cancelo. Absolutely fantastic. But what City are doing is, whichever side De Bruyne goes to, Bernardo goes with him, and Phil Foden, and we're just crowding either side of the pitch. And when we crowd that side of the pitch, then it leaves Cancelo free on the right-hand side every single time. Ake with a good nod away. Tarkowski back towards Burnley. John Stones in there for a battle as well. He wins the header. The ball's not touched the floor now for ages. Sterling wins a header. Rodri wins a header. Rodri gets it down. Mahrez into Sterling. Foden. Big tackle on Phil Foden. Mahrez. De Bruyne is in space here. Mahrez is going to pass it. Mahrez does pass it to De Bruyne. Cuts back inside. Riyad Mahrez. What is he doing? Should have passed that ball to De Bruyne 10 hours ago. Took way too long to the Algerian. And by the time he gave it to De Bruyne, there was a Burnley player on him who took it back off him. I think De Bruyne would be frustrated. Pep Guardiola and the whole team were frustrated with Riyad Mahrez there. Had to pass it much earlier to De Bruyne. He really had to. Because if he releases that pass, City probably go 2-0 up with 3-on-2 there. Ball at the top to Chris Wood here. Zach Steffen off his line. And collects it for City. Burnley are trying to play those balls in behind. It was a crunching tackle by Collins on Foden. But he got back Collins as well. And lovely little nick off Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne throws his hands up in the air at Riyad Mahrez, showing his frustration to the Algerian. You know, a top quality player makes that pass. Gary says he's on his way to work again, but he popped on with his prediction of 3-0 to City. Hopefully more comfortable. Hope everyone okay. Thank you very much, Gary. I hope work goes okay and I hope you're doing well. I suppose being back in work and life's getting a little bit back to normality, isn't it now, with the COVID situation? We're hoping so anyway, as long as there's no dramatic twists or turns. Burnley, brilliant ball forward there. Whoever that was, Chris Wood. Dwight McNeil, great footwork. Oh, brilliant from Dwight McNeil. And he spins Raheem Sterling. Brilliant from Dwight McNeil. Loughton, Westwood, Dwight McNeil. Oh, and then he gives it away and he knows his limitations, doesn't he? I think he's a United fan, Dwight McNeil, isn't he? But local to Burnley, I think he is from Manchester, in fact. Greater Manchester anyway. Here is Kevin De Bruyne. Foden. Here is Ake. Laporte. Ake again. Ake brings the ball forward. Into Phil Foden. Ake once more. City knocking the ball around well. Ake back to Aymeric Laporte. Tim and Stones looking solid today. Laporte with a switch of play. Over to Mahrez. Mahrez with a couple of step overs possibly here. He don't give it to Bernardo. He gives it to Cancelo instead. He goes back to Bernardo instead. Here's Bernardo on this right hand side. Bernardo. We've won it on his left foot. Oh, he's got it back on his right. Back onto his left again, Bernardo Silva. Out to Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez with a swing in. It's a poor cross down to Cancelo and he nods it into the path of Riyad Mahrez. Does keep this ball in play up against Cornet. Over to Rodri. City just feel like they've got, you know, an extra 5 players in the field compared to Burnley at the moment. Foden. Ake. It is only 1-0 though. And despite Burnley feeling that possibly they feel like they've got no chance in this game, there's always a chance when it's only 1-0. Laporte switches it to Cancelo. It's actually Mahrez on this right-hand side. Cancelo's making a run in behind. Mahrez. Mahrez. Takes too long to release the ball again, Riyad Mahrez. Cancelo. Into Mahrez. Cancelo again. Back he goes to Rodri. And across to Laporte. He's pretty much a midfielder, I'm at Laporte, the way he's passing the ball. Here's Sterling. He's dropped deep now. Sterling to Mahrez. Rodri, look at Cancelo in space. Mahrez. Again, back onto his left foot. Cancelo in acres of space. We should have given it to Cancelo. Mahrez hasn't got a right foot, so he's not passing it to Cancelo. De Bruyne. Ake. Rodri. Foden, City knocking it around really well. We know they will. Foden on this left-hand side. And all the way back to Laporte. And every City player, barring Stefan, is over the halfway line in Burnley's half. Here's Foden. Behind to Kevin De Bruyne down the line. Collins is tight to him. Physical. Footing on Kevin De Bruyne. It's a free kick to City, is it? Or a throw into City? I mean, Collins is doing alright there, but you can't be that close to De Bruyne, really. It's going to be a throw into City. Here is Ake taking the throw in for City. Plenty of players in and around the box. Who's he going to throw it to? De Bruyne runs one way, still in the other. Ake takes ages to throw it in. Ake still not throwing the ball in here. I don't know what he's doing. Into Sterling. Ake miscontrols it. Has to go back to Laporte. Poor from Ake. A few times he had it to throw it into a City player. Maybe he didn't trust himself to throw it to them. Rodri. Cancelo. He's found himself in the middle of the field now. Cancelo is. Bernardo Silva. Out to Nathan Ake. Ake to Foden. A lot's coming down this left-hand side. And then creating space for Cancelo on this right-hand side. He's getting very annoyed, Cancelo. A lot of times he's got his hands up in the air. De Bruyne with a swing in. Into the hands of Nick Pope. But Cancelo's most of the time, he's in acres of space. His arms in the air saying, just give me the ball. I'm in acres of space. And we know Cancelo's quality. Say Samir Nasri at fullback, we've said a few times. Grealish on the bench there, talking to young Cole Palmer. Perhaps we'll see Jack Grealish come on at some point. Not the false 9 role again. I don't think that worked at all from Grealish. He works best off the left or the inside left in the midfield 3. You don't want to see Grealish, you know, a false 9. That's not his position. Here's Tarkowski with a switch of play up to Dwight McNeil. Great takedown by McNeil. Under pressure from Ake, however. Neil lost it to Ake, but he's got away from Ake and he's played a long ball forward here. And what a ball by Dwight McNeil. And here's Maxwell Cornet for Burnley. And good save from Stefan. Cornet still. City getting back. Cornet again. Then it's over the top of the crossbar. What a ball from Dwight McNeil. Nathan Ake chased him all the way into the Burnley half. And he puts a ball through between Stones and Laporte, I think. It was between Stones and Cancelo. Cancelo did really well to just try and put Cornet off his best. And a good save by Zach Steffen. Good goalkeeping from the American, but that was a really good chance for Burnley. Cornet was selfish on the second attempt then. Poor finish by Cornet. But what Cornet could have done there is just give it into Wood or someone like that in the end. He's just smashed it over the bar. Oh, that's poor by Burnley. They're in trouble here. Riyad Mahrez shockingly heavy touch. Rodri in there. Back in Burnley's possession with Dwight McNeil. That's really poor from Mahrez. Heavy touch. He's not the best of games here so far. Westwood. Collins. Tarkowski. Another brilliant ball. This one out to Cornet. He's taking it down well. Cancelo with a boot in. And Cancelo's out of position now. And Burnley on the attack again. Cornet. Shocking ball into Wood. Shocking ball into Wood. Intercepted by Stones. Cancelo's frustrated with his side a little bit. Mahrez shouldn't be losing the ball in really silly positions. He really shouldn't. Here's De Bruyne. Well, 57% of you were nearly wrong there on saying Cornet wouldn't score. Here's Rodri. Praz says not even the top 15 clubs in England. Is that Burnley you're on about, Praz? Maybe not. I wouldn't be so cruel to Burnley fans. They're doing pretty well. Burnley are a big side. Here's Aymeric Laporte. Laporte brings the ball forward. Here's Foden wide to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo in behind to Foden. Foden clips one up to the far post of Sterling and just leaves it to Cancelo, and Cornet lumps it away. Back over to that left-hand side of the field to Nathan Ake. Ake into Bernardo. Bernardo Silva. Mahrez. Again, so one-footed Mahrez sometimes. De Bruyne. Foden. I've got Grealish in my fantasy Premier League team. I'd like him to come and get some points, but I'd like Cancelo to score as well. De Bruyne swing in towards Cancelo. Into the hands of Nick Pope. And he's going to roll it out to Cornet, as he knows. Burnley take the time here. They don't want to rush things because Something else I read in that book I was talking about, Pep's book before, is he said the quicker the ball comes forward, the quicker it comes back. That's why City don't play a long ball. That's why, Pep sides don't play a long ball. Here's Chris Wood, good header. Lose out to Rodri just a little bit. Rodri's looked fantastic, hasn't he, in the last few games. So calm. And here's Zach Steffen. Steffen into John Stones, this right-hand side. Stones on the edge of the box into Joao Cancelo. Switch of play by Cancelo. Ooh, just hit the Burnley player. McNeil only can get ahead on it, though. I think Cancelo knew that, because if he underhit that pass, Cancelo, Burnley would have been in. And McNeil's looked very, very impressive, I have to say, Dwight McNeil. And one of those players who I think will leave Burnley in the not-so-distant future. I think Newcastle, when the City were bought, we brought in players like James Milner and Gareth Barry, which were like Premier League proven players to improve the squad. I think if they brought in Newcastle, a player like Dwight McNeil, he'd take them a long way, because he's definitely an upgrade on someone like Matt Ritchie. I think he's a really good player, only young as well. What is he, 23? Here's Rodri. Back he goes to Aymeric Laporte. Bernardo Silva drops deep. Just trying to offer a passing angle, but Stones has to go all the way back to Zach Steffen. And City they just play out the back so well, don't we, at the moment? And we have them for most of the time under Pep. I know we took a bit of time getting used to it. But that was when we had people like Gal Clichy and Bakary Sagna, who've never really done that before and not adapted well to it. Whereas you think the players coming through these days, even the goalkeepers, they taught how to play football out from the back. Good little drop into the centre circle by Mahrez. He picks it up. Mahrez still taking ages on the ball again, Riyad Mahrez. Gives it wide to Cancelo. Bernardo Silva, one-touch stuff from City. Bernardo into Cancelo. Bernardo makes a run. Cancelo, little nutmeg. Brilliant pass. Bernardo Silva in the box here. Ridiculous from Cancelo. Ridiculous from Joao Cancelo. He's just unreal. Here he is again. Cancelo. Oh, he's given the ball away with a really poor touch. He thought Mahrez was coming to him. And he goes and fouls the Burnley player, Brownhill. It's a free kick to Burnley. Frustration with himself there for Cancelo, but what a bit of skill there. He nutmegs about 2 Burnley players in the pass to Bernardo Silva from that right side into the box. And Burnley going to get goalkeeper Nick Pope to come across the take this, get everyone forward and try and get this ball as near to the City box as they possibly can do while keeping the ball in possession. And that's not easy. That's not easy. I think I remember Nick Pope making one of his early appearances for Burnley against Manchester City. He was quite good. And that was at the Etihad Stadium. So Nick Pope comes across to take it. Burnley taking the time. They're in no rush, I think. They'll take a 1-0 defeat, it feels, at the moment. Chris Wood beats Stones in the air. It's fallen to Brownhill on the edge of the box here, though. Dwight McNeil. Into Eric Peters. Here is Peters. Collins. Westwood. Good pass into McNeil. Oh, McNeil miscontrols it. And City could counter it. Nathan Ake. Shocking pass to Foden on the turn here, Phil. Back into Ake. Works it wide to De Bruyne. Unlucky Nathan Ake. The right idea. Just couldn't get the pass. He was off balance as he tries to clip it around the corner to De Bruyne on that left-hand channel. And it just goes out for a throw into Burnley. But the pass from Foden was a little bit behind Ake. Similarly, the pass from Ake to Foden was behind him also. So Burnley back in possession. And they send it back to the goalkeeper, Nick Pope. Big lump forward from Pope to Wood. Doesn't do badly there. It was a poor touch, but it falls into the path of Jack Cork. Switch of play. Cornet down his left-hand side. Drifted inside. Tries to get tackled by Mahrez. Mahrez misses his tackle. Here's Peters. A swing into the box here, and Laporte clips it away. Good defending from Laporte. De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. De Bruyne. Foden. Nicked off his toes by Loughton. Good pressing from Burnley into Brownhill. Good defending from Rodri. Because Brownhill was arriving in the box there. Laporte. Oh, nicely done. Rodri back to his goalkeeper, Steffen. And City a little bit precarious there. Playing it out from the back like that. Rodri in a bit of trouble, but City have done brilliantly. Here's Bernardo. You couldn't take the ball off Bernardo Silva in a phone box, as they say. Brilliant. And Bernardo, the ball forward to De Bruyne here. City on the counter, 3-on-3 here. De Bruyne, Sterling peeling off. Raheem still on his right-hand side. He's slowing the game down though, Sterling. Sterling still. Back to Mahrez. Mahrez and Sterling. Mahrez across, and City just waiting for the Burnley players to make their way back now. We've got the ball on the edge of their box, though, which is going to mean a lot to us. Better than being at the other end. Here's Mahrez. Cuts in that left foot. Mahrez. Bernardo's in acres of space. Give it Bernardo. He doesn't. He gives it to De Bruyne. And De Bruyne's half asleep, but Mahrez there. I feel like should have given it Bernardo Silva. Dwight McNeil tries their little run at Rodri and Ake. Falls over his own feet. City back on the counter here. Foden, brilliant skill. Dwight McNeil, good bit of physicality from McNeil. Shrugs Foden off the ball. And lousing away into the right-hand channel. Laporte's there again. Ake involved once more. Get up, McNeil. Dwight McNeil's gone down over absolutely nothing here. He will get back to his feet eventually. And City play on, I think. I think he's okay. I don't know if City are going to take some time here. Referee's not stopped the play, but the referee's gone over to Dwight McNeil, who I think is fine. We'll see it again here. Ake just gets the ball ahead of him. Oh, there's nothing in that. Gets a little kick on the foot. There's nothing in that on McNeil. The Burnley number 11 trying to get a free kick for himself. He's not going to get one for that. And the referee waves play on. City continue play with Stones and Bernardo Silva. Bernardo up this right hand side to Riyad Mahrez, who's isolating himself one-on-one with the fullback Peters there. You think he'd beat Peters, Mahrez, with his quality, but he's yet to do so. Here's Ake. Foden. Here's Nathan Ake. Foden again. Ake again. Got Rodri just behind him, so he goes into Rodri. Cancelo's come narrow. Mauro's drifted wide. And Mahrez! Oh, he tries to. Great run from Mahrez, peeling off behind the centre-backs and the full-backs here as Burnley go narrow. He peels down the right-hand side into the box. It's a switch of play by Rodri. Wonderful switch of play towards Mahrez. He tries to put it across the box in his right boot to Raheem Sterling. He's got an absolute tap-in. But Mahrez just can't get the ball across, and in the end, just puts it towards Nick Pope. Just gets it caught and he studs the ball straight into the hands of Nick Pope. Good rise by Cancelo against Chris Wood. He's beat Chris Wood in the air, actually. Rodri, no interest in the ball there. Just pushes Chris Wood, gets away with it. Here's Westwood for Burnley. And it's an overhit pass to McNeil. It's Brownhill, actually, in frustration from Dwight McNeil. He's probably Burnley's best player at the moment. The only one who's making things happen. He's the one who played that incredible ball through to Cornet. Really nice pass, but Maxwell Cornet couldn't finish the chance. Here's Zach Steffen. And Aymeric Laporte. 31 minutes. This game's flying away a little bit, isn't it? Just the way the game's going. City have been really, really impressive. Here is Aymeric Laporte again. Into Sterling. Rodri, good strength against Brownhill. Little turn. Big man Rodri, isn't it? Good strength as well by the Spaniard. Rodri into Nathan Ake. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo brings the ball forward for City. On the centre circle now, wide to John Stones, who's pushing up in a sort of right full-back position. Mahrez on this right-hand side, and back he goes into the centre circle to Aymeric Laporte, who's there. Laporte with a great... Oh, what a ball by Laporte at the top to Phil Foden here. Foden's got to get across the box. He can't do. Falls to Mahrez anyway, and Mahrez puts it into Rose head. Great ball over top by Laporte on his left foot. Foden makes that run. He takes it down. His first touch, Phil Foden, who, unlike him, really lets him down as he gets in this position. Great run by Foden. He's let down by his first touch. Sterling's in, again, acres of space in the middle. Foden's cross is blocked. It falls to Mahrez in the edge of the box. You think Mahrez surely is going to put this one in the top corner. And he gets right underneath the ball, Mahrez, and sends it a mile over the bar. There's the Algerian. And Pep Guardiola can see his frustration there with Mahrez. He's a lot better than that, and he should be doing a lot better there. The number 26. Here's Burnley again. Long ball forward to Cornet. Steffen out with a header. And behind for a throw into Burnley. Quite a few times we've seen Steffen have to come off his line for balls in behind. D. Mooney says 6-0 correct score. I'll get your money on that one, everyone. I hope you're right, D. Love to see 6 goals today. I think in the first 15 minutes, and when City had scored that goal, I thought, this could be a 6-0. At the moment, it's not looking quite like that. City's shooting boots and crossing boots are not quite on. But there's still another 45 minutes, and I know another 10 minutes or so, over 10 minutes left of this game in the first half. Here's Raul Cancelo, bringing the ball forward for City down this right-hand side. Nice ball over top to Sterling. Nick Pope off his line. Ooh, has he caught the ball outside his box there, Nick Pope? A little smile from the Burnley goalkeeper. I'm not quite sure whether he did or he didn't. Sterling was saying he did. Maybe VAR will check this. Probably too late. Pope's just dropped the ball and kicked it forward anyway. Cancelo misses that. Bernardo underneath it and away. Sterling's offside, so he can't chase this one down. And Burnley play on. Oh, Tarkowski. Lovely little dummy with his left foot. Pass it with his right, and then the pass from Tarkowski goes all the way behind for a goal kick. After a great bit of skill, went and did that. And Tarkowski's complaining about Sterling being stood behind him in an offside position. But I suppose the offside rule's been one of a few conversations. Here's Burnley. City made a mistake here. Cork in the box. Cork across the box. Blocked by Stones. Oh, just past the post by Brownhill to the far corner. I'm not sure what happened here. The camera was focused on Sean Dyche. City messed up from a goal kick. Laporte just passed it straight to Burnley. Cork dribbled it into the box. There was a shot that was blocked by Stones, and then Brownhill just drags it just past the far post. Chris Wood, if he gets a toe on that, Burnley are in the lead, but Burnley, bit of a fire lit under Burnley's backsides here. They're going for it now, pressing City. Sterling using his body well against Tarkowski. De Bruyne can't take this one down. Loughton forward. Laporte loses the header to Brownhill, and it's into the hands of Zach Steffen. Burnley looking a bit better. That'll give them a massive bit of confidence that City still do make mistakes. City can't afford to lose concentration. They really can't. Here's Bernardo Silva. Cross to Nathan Ake. Ake into De Bruyne. Foden making a run forward. Here's Rodri. Cancelo. Mahrez. Cancelo. Into Rodri again. Wide to Nathan Ake. Foden. City shifting the ball from left to right, right to left, looking to pick holes in this Burnley defence. Hoping they'll tie it. Laporte. Nice switch of play to Riyad Mahrez on the chest of Mahrez. Takes it down right in the byline. Mahrez running one with Peters. Straight onto his left foot. Mahrez with a swing in here. Towards Sterling. It's over him. Nodded away by Loughton. Rodri against Brownhill. Referee in the way of Nathan Ake, who's unhappy with that. And Foden wins it back for City against McNeil anyway. And that's good play from Phil Foden. And back he goes to De Bruyne. And back to Laporte. Been all Aymeric Laporte at the back. Starting attacks, hasn't it? The Frenchman. Been really involved. Here's Phil Foden. Cross into the box. That's just straight into the hands of Pope. I'm not even sure who Phil Foden's aiming for there. That's really poor from Phil. And Nick Pope. Easily done for the goalkeeper. And he'll probably send this one long. Another Burnley man. He does send it long. Up towards Chris Wood. Cancelo's beat Wood in the air again. Don't see that very often. Stones takes it down. Cancelo. Oh, passing to Sterling. Oh, he jumps out that tackle, Sterling there. Well done, Rodri, back to his goalkeeper, Steffen. And Stones has had to make a big tackle on corner here. Now, if he didn't get the ball there, John Stones, that's a red card and Stones is off. He does get the ball. Last-ditch challenge on Cornet, who's down, holding his ankle. He's trying to get VAR, forced him into the decision to look at this. It's not a penalty. It's not a red card for Stones. It's a great challenge. Poor pass by Rodri, really. What a tackle by Stones. What a tackle from John Stones. Cornet's absolutely rapid, isn't it? Stones gets his foot in. I mean, I don't know why Cornet's dived there. Stones tackles him. It's not till after does Maxwell Cornet go down, rolling around. Brilliant challenge from John Stones. It's a goal-saving challenge, that one. Because Cornet's in one-on-one with Steffen, and despite Steffen already saving a one-on-one with Cornet, you just don't know how that would have gone. So thanks to Stones. City still lead by 1-0. There's a lot of complacency in this performance at times since City have been 1-0 up. We're not, ruthless in front of goal, which we know. That's going to be a problem that we're going to mention all season. But City just getting a bit too confident maybe at the back. Burnley, at least they're sportsmanlike. Take the throw in when City play it out and go back to the City goalkeeper Steffen for City to be back in possession. Here's Stones for City. Clips one into Riyad Mahrez. Under pressure from Eric Peters straight through the back of Riyad Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez falls on his front. A free kick to City. Way too tight to Mahrez was the Dutchman. Here's Cancelo. Long ball forward to Sterling, given straight back to Burnley. A effort attempt by Sterling to just get forward there. Cancelo in behind to Mahrez. He's on Riyad Mahrez. Acres of space. Mahrez on with Peters here. Cross comes in. Bernardo Silva. Sterling with a acrobatic volley. A bicycle kick that hits Collins before it hits the goalkeeper Pope. I think it would have gone to Nick Pope anyway. Sterling trying to get on the score sheet again for Manchester City. Mahrez is just, and I say just onside there. Where the VAR would have said he was offside. Bernardo coming in for the header. Come flying in, did Bernardo Silva, and Sterling at the volley. Near the hand as well of Nathan Collins. Here's Nathan Ake for City. Croat the Goats is Man City for life. They've been fantastic, Croat, today. So far, anyway. Complacent at times. Not ruthless in front of goal, but they've played the ball well. And you'd say that there's a lot of first-team players missing from this team, wouldn't you? No Diaz, which does harm our defence, but our build-up is so much better when Stones and Laporte is in there. That's something for Pep to think about. Of course, you tend to sacrifice one for the other, don't you? And play, Diaz alongside a ball-playing defender. Stefan sends it forward. Wood. McNeil. Long ball forward. Cancelo makes a bit of a mess of the clearance but nods it away. Croat the Goat says, why did I say yes to Burnley scoring? Where do you buy football from online? What do you mean, Croat? Here's Eric Peters for Burnley. To watch. Oh, where do I watch the game? But it depends what country you're in. Depends where you are. The game's free to watch in some countries. Depends where you are. If you go on the Manchester City website, search Man City versus Burnley, it'll tell you every TV channel this game's televised in across the world. Here's Stones back to Stefan. Rodri. Into Laporte. Aymeric Laporte brings the ball forward for Manchester City. Rodri. Back to Laporte. Laporte into Joao Cancelo. Wide to Mahrez. Poor touch by Mahrez. And he drops the deck and then a ball over the top here to Maxwell Cornet on his left hand side. Cornet one-on-one with Stones. Cornet. Oh, he sent Stones and Cancelo there. One way and went the other. Westwood. McNeil. Good play by McNeil. Poor pass in the end, which Laporte deals with against Loughton. City could counter it if he had a bit of energy. Bernardo. Oh, what a ball into Kevin De Bruyne by Bernardo Silva. What a player. City on the attack here. Kevin De Bruyne. Into Sterling. Oh, he can't even control a football. It manages to fall to Bernardo Silva. My word, Raheem Sterling can't even control a football. He wants to play more games for City, fair enough. But De Bruyne plays the ball into him and he can't even control it. He can't even control a football, Raheem Sterling. Terrible touch from Sterling, lets his side down. Here's Rodri. Never seems to lose the ball under pressure, Rodri, because of his big frame. Just shrugs off the opposition. Here is Rodri. Switch of play to Mahrez. Poor touch by Mahrez, but he gets away with a bit of luck. And he switches the play to Phil Foden. What a touch from Foden. Kills the ball dead with the outside of his left boot. Foden. Ake. Bernardo Silva. He's just such a good player, Bernardo Silva. He really is. Bernardo, little turn. Still going. Everything's on his left foot. He hardly dribbles with his right foot, but you still can't get the ball off him. Ake. Rodri. Cancelo. Laporte. Into De Bruyne. Into Bernardo Silva. Good touch by Bernardo. He's turning the defender up here. Had Collins going right and left and all over the place. And he hits a shot over the bar. But Collins couldn't get anywhere near Bernardo Silva then. Touches with the inside and outside of his left boot. Collins was all over the place. But Bernardo blazes his shot over the bar. Brilliant from Bernardo. So unlucky not to put it in the back of the net. Playing with a smile on his face though again, Bernardo Silva. Definitely a starter in this City side. I think he will leave come the end of the season. It's nothing to do with City or the fans or Pep Guardiola or the players or the money or anything like that for Bernardo. It's purely about the culture and the lifestyle and the weather. Of course, Manchester's not the best for those things. Depending on who you are, of course. Ball over the top here to Cornet. Good ball. Maxwell Cornet trying to get past Laporte. Well done, Laporte. Foot in. Brownhill. Dwight McNeil. Brownhill again. His body's in the box here for Burnley. Peters. They want to swing one in, but they ain't got a chance here. Peters still. Cross to go in. Cancelo blocks. It's a corner for Burnley. 44 minutes played. Right up to the end of the first half here. And we will have a little break over half-time. And we will be back for the second half, of course. I want to, you know, toilet break, drink break, snack break. So City have got a corner to defend at the end of this first half. Cross comes, I think it is Dwight McNeil to take this one, is it? It's Westwood. Westwood swings one in his right foot. Straight onto the goalkeeper, Stefan, who gets a punch on it. Bernardo Silva lumps it away. All the way into the Burnley half. And Nick Pope, nearly halfway line now. Pope forward for Burnley. Good header by Stones. Attacks it well. Becomes such more aggressive defender, John Stones, hasn't it? He really has. Stones here. Struggling. It's a corner. That's silly from Stones. He should do better there. He's panicked. He's tried to play his way out of danger. Well, is it a free kick, actually? Oh, I think it is a free kick. City are very lucky if we've got a free kick from that one. It should be a corner. Stones wins his side a free kick, but there was nothing in that. Stones is trying to shepherd the ball. He's trying to get it out of the position. Right on the byline. It should be a corner to Burnley, but the referees give a free kick. Stones just throws himself to the ground. And Stefan to take it for City. And Stefan sends it long. Knocked away by Tarkowski with the head. Laporte calmly down to Bernardo Silva. It's a poor pass by Laporte. He's in there to win it and he flies in for a challenge here. Laporte's going to get a yellow card, I think. And Burnley had an advantage there. Burnley had an advantage. And Chris Wood was in. And Chris Wood was in and they've come flying in on Laporte. Well, they want a red card for Laporte. It's never a red card. His studs are not even showing. Just a little kick on Dwight McNeil. There's a foul, yes. But Burnley play the ball over the top of the City defence. Chris Wood is through on goal. It should be, you know, probably a Burnley chance. I think they had 3 players through on goal. But the referee blows it up for a free kick. If I was Sean Dyche in Burnley, I'd be going absolutely mad. Loughton's gone in for Laporte and pushed him, which is really unnecessary. I think it should be a yellow card for the Burnley man and a yellow card for Laporte, but it's not a nasty challenge at all. It's not a red card. It's shin to shin, it's not studs on shin. Excited end to this game. There's been 2 minutes of added time. We've already played it. Sean Dyche is not happy. Laporte gets a yellow card, which is fair enough. But they made it look like it's an absolute cruncher and a red card. They should be booking Matthew Loughton as well for his reaction. Poor refereeing from Atkinson. VAR will watch this and just think, what's all the complaining about? And of all teams to complain about nasty challenges, I don't think Burnley are the ones to be complaining, really, are they? They're known for their tackles, and so are Burnley. So Laporte picks up a yellow card just at the end of this first half. The silly yellow cards pick up by Laporte, but the thing is, he's clever enough to know Burnley, like they did there, are going to play that ball in behind the defence. Burnley have got a really good chance to hit City on the counter there because he's a mile out of position. So he takes the yellow card for his team, and sometimes you've got to do it that way. Dwight McNeil's perfectly fine, nothing wrong with him. There's nothing wrong with anything there. It was a foul, you play on. Wasn't a bad foul, wasn't a crunching challenge by any means. Laporte dives in, but he immediately pulls out the tackle once he sees he's going to connect with Dwight McNeil. He's not stood showing or anything. So Loughton, ball forward for Burnley. Tarkowski with a head on it. Browning through the back of Foden. Caught back into the middle. Wood. It's Tarkowski again. It might fall to Chris Wood here. Stefan gets a hand on the ball. Burnley wants a penalty. Referee says corner. Well, it could have been a penalty to Burnley. I don't think it was. Stefan comes out from his box. 2 hands on the ball. We'll see it again here. Chris Wood's just trying to get a penalty here. Stefan goes to catch the ball. He does touch the ball. Chris Wood falls on top of him. I think Viral checked that one as well and realised that Burnley once again are complaining. Being told to wait though, Burnley here. I think by Martin Atkinson. It's a corner to Burnley. Maxwell Cornet. Cross in. Rodri away. Another Burnley player's gone down here. Nathan Collins is saying he's being fouled by Raheem Sterling. Half-time, Manchester City lead by 1-0. Burnley playing a bit of the referee antics here, asking for penalties and red cards and all sorts. At the end of that first half, Collins wanted a penalty, saying Sterling fouled him. But all of them were not. I mean, if a City player, I wouldn't think that was a penalty for City. I wouldn't think that was a red card as well if Burnley player had done that challenge. So you can't say it was. Burnley just trying to get something from this game. They're hoping for something. They're not going to get anything like that. They just have to score a goal properly. So half-time, Manchester City 1, Burnley 0. We'll have a little break over half-time. And we'll see you guys back again for the second half, which is 15 minutes away. I'll come a little bit earlier, talk about the first half. But the first half has gone well for City, hasn't it? We've controlled the game, got a bit scrappy towards the end. You've got to be careful that we don't let the game go the way Burnley want it to go. They want a scrappy game like that. They want a penalty. They want a red card. They want to be, flinging balls into the box from corners and set pieces and so on. City have got to be more careful with that and be less complacent at times. But otherwise, a bit more ruthlessness in front of goal, and City win this game and they stroll to victory here, easy to 3 points. We'll see you for the second half after this short break.
you stay, we can get away with it. Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do you do cause I'm feeling so good. Ooh. Memories now let me fall back. But you'll be there, ready to rescue me if I go out of track. You can get away with it. Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. Cause I'm feeling so good. Cause you make me love my imperfections. Yeah.
Watch I look, I'm jugging. Dissect your hand if your hand am I putting, put two in your man if your man keep a looking. Act like a poop, your biscuit tookin'. I'm not the type to go fuck with them niggas who fuck with them niggas who stay on some fish. Oh, young and trapping out the bando, from the ceiling fan to the damn floor, trying to stack my money up, cause that's the only way we can go. Tell my mama that I'm okay, see the money coming through the doorway. Got a bad bitch with a lot of money, that's foreplay. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me.
Welcome back to the We Are City channel for the second half of Manchester City versus Burnley. City currently 1-0 up against Burnley. Played pretty well, but Burnley have had a few chances actually. Big Bad Bunny in the comments says, I think it won't be 4-1, but maybe it will be 3-0 at the rate it's going. Yeah, Burnley, I do actually think Burnley might score a goal, you know, Big Bad Bunny, but 3-0 is more likely than 4-1. I can't see City scoring 4 goals depending how it goes. Andrew's at the game, says Burnley have been wasting time. Roy says, thanks to his commentary. Pity Claret don't have some of your lads to finish off chances. Thank you very much, Roy. I do this commentary with all the City games. It's good to have, you know, opposition fans on as well. And I'm not so sure about that, about your lads to finish it off. I think City could do with Chris Wood up top, someone who's a striker, because that's what City like the most. Just what I mentioned around the Premier League, other results that are going around at the moment. So Aston Villa are currently at half-time as well. It's 0-0 with Wolverhampton Wanderers. It's Southampton 0, Leeds 0, Norwich 0, Brighton 0. Of course, City are beating Burnley by 1-0, and Leicester City are drawing 1-1 with Manchester United at half-time. And I've just seen, before the Yuri Tillemans goal for Leicester City, an absolute cracker. A bit like, the best way I could describe it to you is if you're a City fan, if you remember Yaya Touré's goal in the League Cup final against Sunderland, where the ball just sort of come back to him on the right side of the box and he hit it with his right foot and bent it all the way up and down into the far left-hand corner. Really, really good goal from Yuri Tillemans, who's a really, really good player. Great, you know, very technical, but also works hard. He scored that screamer against Chelsea in the FA Cup final. I really do rate him, and I know that when Vincent Kompany was at City and Yuri Tillemans was only, 17 years of age or so, that Kompany was saying to City, sign this man, sign this man. He ended up going a bit around the houses, didn't he, his career? Ended up at AS Monaco and now at Leicester City, and he's proved himself in the Premier League, which is good to see. But he's not as young as he used to be. He must be about 25 maybe now, 26 years of age. He has been around longer than you think, Yuri Tillemans. And he's a really good player, so hopefully Leicester can hang on there, maybe even get a goal themselves. Harry Maguire is having a shocker by all accounts on social media in his first game back. And if you're not subscribed, by the way, why not give us a subscribe? That means the world of difference to us here. So Manchester City versus Burnley. We do have kick-off of the second half. And it's Joao Cancelo on the ball for City on this right-hand side. Into Laporte, and Laporte, who could have been sent off. Burnley may argue Laporte should have been sent off. I think in the end people realised it wasn't a sending off, was it, for Aymeric Laporte? By any means. It was a fair challenge, really, that he got wrong, and he didn't stud anyone. It was shin to shin, really. Here is Manchester City with Joao Cancelo coming over the halfway line on the right-hand side into Riyad Mahrez. Back to Cancelo again. Phones come all the way over to this right as well. Cancelo with the ball into the box towards Sterling. It falls to De Bruyne. De Bruyne into Sterling. Bernardo with the outside of the boot shot as it just rolls to him. That's a very, very difficult technique that Bernardo Silva's tried to pull off there. De Bruyne puts it in to Sterling. It's cleared away by Collins. Falls back to De Bruyne. He rolls it into Sterling, who misses it after Collins gets the touch on it. Bernardo Silva tries to hit it with the outside of his left boot and bend it into the far corner. Very, very different. Rice's, anyone there would be brilliant. Probs all top wages. Ben Mee, no one is coming to Burnley for them wages. We must go up to 100,000 per week, says Roy. Well, that's true, Roy. I think if you're in the Premier League, you've got to play Premier League wages, haven't you? You've seen Spurs. They had, Spurs were obviously a bit different to Burnley where they finished in the Premier League. But they had a problem, didn't they, paying Harry Kane and people, 90,000 per week and so on. And we've got a wage cap at 100. When you start getting class players, you've got to pay more than that to attract them. But I think at the moment, the Premier League is becoming even more attractive, especially with Cristiano Ronaldo coming back to the Premier League. You can say, well, La Liga isn't the place to go anymore with Real Madrid and Barcelona because, well, Ronaldo plays in the Premier League and Messi plays in the French League, and that's where people want to go. Even Neymar plays in the French League, although I wouldn't say the French League is by anywhere near the quality that the Premier League is. Nick Pope with a long ball into Cornet. It's down to Westwood here. Here's Eric Peters, Jack Cork, Cornet. Playing right off that left-hand side now, Maxwell Cornet. But he has been coming a lot through the striker position in the first half. Is Loughton, ball in behind Laporte. Chris Wood just pushes Laporte. Did get ahead of Laporte, but then couldn't control the ball. He's behind for a goal kick to City. So, good start from Burnley, actually. Loughton. Burnley seem to play a lot of those balls where the fullbacks just try and curl it round our fullback into the defenders. I have to say, Steffen's been very good as well for City today in goal. Here's Cancelo. Ball into the middle to Phil Foden. Good first touch. What a tackle by Tarkowski. Brilliant challenge. Here's McNeil. Burnley out wide to Loughton. Problem is, City's pressing is aggressive, is high, and Cancelo on a long ball from Burnley chests it down. Rodri did well to hold off Brownhill. Cancelo. Well done to Rodri. I think City's players are such high quality, aren't they? When we get put under pressure like that, we can easily find our way out of it. The players don't panic. Although Raheem Sterling in today's game and in most games, his legs go to jelly, don't they, when he gets in the box. Doesn't have a clue what to do. Can't control the ball, can't shoot, can't pass. Here's Cancelo. Into Ake. Ake wide to Raheem Sterling. Bernardo Silva's making a running behind. Sterling there into Nathan Ake. Bernardo once more. Still Bernardo Silva. Rodri. Cancelo. Playing pretty much the central midfielder now, Cancelo. Gives it wide to Raheem Sterling on his left-hand side. Probably his preferred position. Back to Rodri. Cancelo. Still Cancelo. Still Cancelo. He's still going here. 2 or 3 Burnley players on him. A little back heel that causes Jack Cork to lose his balance. Nicely done by Cancelo. Laporte. Sterling. Sterling brings the ball forward at this left-hand side. Sterling behind to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo across the box here. Mahrez! Oh, and Mahrez hits it with so much power. And he clips the bar. Good play from Bernardo again. Actually, Sterling getting involved here for once. Into Bernardo Silva. Bernardo across the box to Mahrez, who just drifts out towards the central edge of the box. Another shot which Mahrez... He whacks this with power again with that left foot. But he hits it with so much power and so much curl. He just tips the bar and ricochets up and over the bar into the stands. 2 chances now Riyad Mahrez has had. And apparently, he managed to hit the second here, the one in the first half that was from inside the box that he missed. Burnley. City needs to get the ball on the floor because Burnley will beat City as soon as the ball is in the air. Cancelo here. Oh, brilliantly done by Cancelo into Rodri. bypassing that Burnley press fantastically. Kevin De Bruyne, who looks tired and not 100% fit, to be honest with you. Since that ligament tear in his ankle, has not been the same player. Sterling. Ake. Good football from us. Here is Ake. Laporte. Here is Aymeric Laporte. Into Bernardo Silva. Over the top by Bernardo to Phil Foden, who takes a touch. Great touch. Phil Foden, oh, tries to lift it over with his left boot over the top of Nick Pope, who is slightly off his line. Foden tries to lift it into the far right-hand corner as he takes it down his right boot. But what a ball by Bernardo Silva. Again, I'll bet the best player on the field is Bernardo Silva by a mile. Foden unlucky. Good try from Phil Foden. Burnley have got the ball back up the other end now to City, and Stones clears it away. Brownhill takes it down. Jack Cork. Lowton. McNeil. Burnley look long and in behind. Laporte panics. Rodri back to Laporte. Bit of pinball here from City. Playing Burnley at their own game, just lumping it forward. Lowton back into the middle. Rodri takes it down. Here's Kevin De Bruyne. City with chances here. So many players here. De Bruyne with a shocking pass. So poor from Kevin De Bruyne. I don't know who he's aiming for, the captain. Just pluts it into a space and no one's there. Eric Peters for Burnley. Tarkowski again. Burnley long. Up to Cornet. Can't control that one. I think he's offside anyway. Referee plays advantage. Cancelo. Through the back of him comes Brownhill. Free kick Manchester City. Brownhill stops. Cancelo taking it quickly. And then Cancelo does take it quickly with a switch of play to Aymeric Laporte on the left-hand side of the defence. Stones. City trying to invite Burnley on like they do with a lot of teams. We try and invite them on to just put a bit of pressure on us. What a ball by Cancelo into Bernardo Silva. Incredible first touch by Bernardo. Still across the box to Foden. And Nick Pope is out quickly to get his hands on it. Bernardo Silva there. Cancelo plays a wonderful ball over the top. Bernardo Silva must be about 6 foot in the air. Leg stretched out, his left boot. Catches the ball on his left boot. Pulls it back to Sterling on that left-hand side. He puts a cross across the box. Not too bad, but too close to Nick Pope. Good goalkeeping from the England goalkeeper. And he comes out and smothers the ball. You know, nearly gets a boot in the face for his troubles, Nick Pope. But well played. But what a bit of control from Bernardo Silva. Incredible player. Here's Laporte at the back for City. Okay. Into Sterling. Imagine if City could score goals. Imagine if City signed Erling Haaland. We'd be definitely a team to reckon with them, wouldn't we? And that transfer talk about Erling Haaland is hotting up day by day. Lots of news coming out. Time Sport, who you'd say were relatively reliable, reporting that Haaland could be on his way to City. What a signing that'd be. Cancelo, lovely outside the boot, passing to Rodri. But Burnley's, pressing his bypassed again. Here's Riyad Mahrez at the right-hand side. Cancelo continues on the overlap. Mahrez cuts back onto that left foot. Ake's in acres of space. Mahrez all the way to the other side of the field now to Raheem Sterling. Bernardo makes a run in behind. Great run from Bernardo. Bernardo again. Oh, tries the cut back to the edge of the box. Bernardo Silva doesn't work out. The pressing's fantastic from City. And Burnley just clear it away best they can. And it's picked up by De Bruyne. And just easily knocked on past Chris Wood into the path of Aymeric Laporte. City looking like they were going to get a goal there. Here's Cancelo. Wide to Mahrez. Ridiculous player, Cancelo. I think you know on this channel, if you watch this channel regularly, one of my favourite players is João Cancelo. What a ball again by Cancelo. Bernardo Silva's peeled off his left-hand side. Bernardo cuts back into his right foot. Into Phil Foden. Rodri on the edge of the box. Still Rodri. Not sure where to go. Mahrez. Little step over. Pulls it back to Cancelo. Cornet throws his body out of it. Deflects behind for a throw into City on the far right-hand side. City doing so well. Here's Cancelo. Mahrez. Cancelo again. Oh, Cancelo with space here. Oh, 2-3 times he's beat Eric Peters. Then tries to get back on his right foot. Goes to the cross. Deflected behind for a corner to Burnley. For a corner to City against Burnley, of course. Changing the rules of football there. So John Stones comes up for City. Laporte. Our bigger players. Rodri, I'm sure, is in there as well. Bernardo Silva is stood on Nick Pope best he can. City looking to swing this in right towards the goalkeeper, Pope. We'll see how that works. Mahrez with a swing in here. Pope can't catch it. He's on the floor. It's not a free kick. Sterling. Here's Raheem Sterling. City playing Burnley at their own game on a corner. Sterling beats a man and then Loughton makes a good tackle. It's a corner to City. Nick Pope wants a free kick. Bad Bunny says if Haaland came to City, I would be 100% sure we'd be Champions League winners. Well, that's true, but we'd probably not play him in the final. We'd probably play Gundogan at holding midfield again, wouldn't we? So I'm not so sure of that one, but he would make us he's the final piece of the puzzle in my eyes. Here's Sterling. Oh my word. Raheem Sterling tries to cross the football and it goes about 30 foot in the air. Doesn't go anywhere near anyone, just behind for a goal kick. I mean, how can you be this bad? Burnley making a change here. Positive change, dangerous change. Maxwell Cornet, so they're losing that pace up top, are Burnley. But they're bringing on a striker who, at times, I mean, he looks like Karim Benzema the way he takes the ball down and beats a man. He really does. It's Ashley Barnes who comes on for Burnley. I'm pretty sure in an interview he said his son is a City fan. I'm pretty sure he said that. I think his son is only about 4 or 5 years old. But of course, if you've grown up with seeing City win all the time, you know, as a kid, people tend to support the team that's winning. Long ball by Burnley, it's knocked on by Wood. And he's got someone in Ashley Barnes to knock it onto now as well. Stefan into Rodri. Rodri wide to Cancelo. Cancelo, oh, it's a mistake here, and that's Ashley Barnes, and Barnes with a shot, and it's a really poor one into the hands of Stefan. That was poor from City. The Burnley fans, you can see the frustration with Barnes there. They're telling him, put your foot through that, Ashley, and you would have scored there against City. Mistake by Cancelo. Julius is where all the expected goals in this game. Well, not coming yet, are they? Not seen any of them. I don't know why. City give the ball away here. Is Burnley on the counter again? At least Mara's worked a bit hard there to try and get back to win it back for City. Stop the counter from Burnley. Oh, and they give it away here. It's Dwight McNeil away to Mahrez. Mahrez on the edge of the box to Sterling. Foden. Foden still. Back out to Mahrez. Bernardo Silva wide to De Bruyne. Brilliant. Men in the box here. De Bruyne with a crossing deflected by Burnley and behind for a corner to Manchester City. Southampton have managed to get themselves a goal against Leeds United. They lead by 1-0. It is a goal from on loan man Borja from Chelsea. And Aston Villa are beating Wolves. It's Danny Ings in the 48th minute who gives them the lead. Leeds are having a terrible season, by the way. Chances but no cigar yet, says Roy. Keep it at 0-1 and still a chance. Quite right. There's always a chance at 1-0, isn't there? That Burnley do nick a goal here. But here's a corner for City. Mahrez over it. De Bruyne short. De Bruyne runs away here. They're going to swing it towards the goalkeeper again. The players are right deep in the box here, City. In the penalty area. Swung in. Good defending from Burnley, headed away. Kevin De Bruyne. Back into Mahrez. In loads of space here, Mahrez to pick across. Can he? Pulls it back to De Bruyne. De Bruyne swings it into the far post. Oh, and somehow that's not gone in. I think Nick Pope has pushed it behind. How has Stones or Ake not gotten the end of that one? Wonderful crossing by De Bruyne. Stones misses it. Ake goes into Pope. It's actually Collins. Pope misses it. Collins nods it away behind for a corner. Here's Kevin De Bruyne. Switch to Mahrez. Mahrez into the box. Oh, it might fall to Laporte with a hit. It does. Deflects to Aymeric Laporte in the box and he fires it over the bar. Big Bad Bunny says we're going to have to push hard because Liverpool won 5-0 to Watford and that can give them a boost. Yeah, Liverpool look really good at the moment, don't they? They're a very, very good side. Back to full fitness, you know, Van Dijk and Gomez. I think Joel Matip's a real game changer. Very good player. Him and Van Dijk at the back. They've got the strongest lineup. Mo Salah is, you have to say, the best player in the Premier League at the moment by a country mile. I don't think anyone goes near him. Maybe Bernardo Silva's a little bit near to him, but I think Mo Salah is just on another level at the moment. Fantastic again today. Chance for Burnley here. Laporte with a poor header away. Chris Wood. Brownhill. Pass into McNeil. Off to Loughton. Burnley had a chance there, you know. They did well. Played the long ball. Wood's there ahead of Laporte. Caused, you know, a bit of problems for City. And then they sort of mess it up with the chance. End up going all the way back to Tarkowski. And then it's Tarkowski's lumped the ball forward again. But that's a great lump forward actually to Loughton, who's kept it in here. He's got to swing this in, Matthew Loughton. He does towards Barnes. It's fizzed across the box. If Chris Wood could get his leg on that, Burnley would have scored. City panicking at the back. Foden takes this down. Past Jack Court. Brilliant balance from Phil Foden. Into Riyad Mahrez. City need a second goal here to quieten Burnley down because Burnley are growing in confidence and getting more chances in this game. Here's Cancelo. Mahrez on the right hand side. De Bruyne lays it back off to Mahrez. Mahrez still going here. Ake. Here's Raheem Sterling. Into Nathan Ake. Back to Sterling. I think Sterling's gone to the left hand side now, and it's actually Phil Foden's going to that false 9 position. We're going to really struggle in that striker situation because we just don't know who to play there, do we? Sterling doesn't seem to work there in my eyes. I don't think Foden works there fully either, but he's probably the best of a bad bunch at that position. Grealish certainly doesn't work at the false 9. Rodri. What a switcher play. What a switcher play. It's gone all the way to the corner flag, this pass by Rodri. And Mahrez picks it up one-on-one with Peters. Mahrez pulls it back to Cancelo. Cancelo. Right-footed cross straight into the legs of the Burnley player who clears it away. De Bruyne picks it back up. Mahrez. City are knocking on the door here. Burnley. A frustrating City. As we suspected this game would go, really. That's the way Burnley want the game to go. Cancelo with a swing in here. Bernardo back across the box. Oh, Foden's in there. Somehow it doesn't go in. Ake now. Back to Bernardo. Another swing in. Foden goes for a header. Burnley away. Dwight McNeil down in his own box and takes it. Flicks it over the leg of Joao Cancelo. Brilliant from McNeil again. The problem is Burnley haven't got the pace, but they have got something to aim for in Wood and Barnes. But they've given the ball away again here. Burnley, if they had just that bit more quality in the right times during the final third, I think Burnley could nick a goal here. But they need to show that quality. De Bruyne, Foden. Back he goes to Stones. And then he goes to the left-hand side to Aymeric Laporte. Stones panics a little bit there. Laporte into Cancelo. One of our creative maestros, isn't he, Joao Cancelo from fullback. Rodri, little push in the back from Ashley Barnes. Fouls him. City play on. De Bruyne. Oh, brilliant pass. Is it from De Bruyne? No, it's not the right pass. Tarkowski gets there, Mahrez. And from the corner flag, Tarkowski lumps it behind for a throw into City. Great catch as well by the ball by. Might be a future goalkeeper in the youth team. Here's Cancelo. Here's Ake. Ake into Sterling. Sterling up this left-hand side here. Bernardo's made some space for Sterling. And Sterling's actually stretching his legs so on. Sterling running. Sterling, brilliant. Pass behind Mahrez. It's gone towards Cancelo. Cancelo, still. Cancelo has a shot. It's deflected behind. Another corner for City. City all over Burnley here. Not really letting Burnley counter-attack. Not letting Burnley do anything. But City just can't get that second goal. It's been a tough game for City. It really has. Still 57% think Maxwell Cornet won't score. Well, he definitely won't because he's come off now, hasn't he, Cornet? He always scores against City. But clearly not today. So City on the corner. Mahrez is on it. De Bruyne's there for the short pass. Foden also on the edge of the box. City are just crowding Nick Pope, the goalkeeper. Mahrez with an in-swinger on the left boot. Swung in by Mahrez. Pope out with a punch. Good goalkeeping. Good confident goalkeeping. De Bruyne back to Mahrez again. Mahrez with another swing in the left boot. Ake in there for a header. Cleared away once again by Burnley. Sterling with a touch. Sterling back out to De Bruyne. Wasn't the best of passes, but De Bruyne can control that. De Bruyne. Cancelo. Oh, I don't want Cancelo as the last man because he likes to overcomplicate things sometimes with his passing. He's, tried to flick one out to Mahrez. And that is a throw into Burnley. Mahrez couldn't take that one down. City are really being frustrated by Burnley. Burnley are doing really, really well. You can see there the crowd, the fans, they're frustrated as well. They're waiting to see if City can double their lead. Nick Pope with a lump. Straight to Rodri. Head on it by Rodri. Collins underneath it. And all the way through to John Stones. He's going to go back to Stefan. I've been very impressed by Stefan today. I said before the game I'm confident in Zach Stefan. And, I saw something which is a very interesting dilemma someone put on Twitter a while back. It was, if you were to lose Ederson but gain Haaland, would you agree to the deal? And I think everyone said, well, yeah, we would because we've got Stefan. And he's actually a very, very good backup goalkeeper. And he can play the City way, can't he? And City, good scouting from City to watch him play in the MLS and watch him play for Columbus Crew and think, you know what? He's very talented with his feet, that goalkeeper. And he's also a good shot stopper. And he could be, Manchester City level, which he definitely is. Here's Cancelo. Oh, mistake by Cancelo. Burnley a 3-on-3 with City here. Dwight McNeil. Oh, so again, Burnley have got to go backwards. They just play the ball forwards, Burnley. They'd have a great chance. Nice switch out here to whoever, Peters, and the pass is behind him, but Mahrez pulls out the challenge. Another switch by Burnley. Dwight McNeil on this other side. McNeil with a swing in. Bernardo with a good block with his left boot. Frustration by Bernardo with Mahrez. He's saying, why did you pull out that challenge? Loughton, I think we need to get Mahrez off. Or Sterling off, both. Not really adding anything to this side. Poor pass by Burnley, and Laporte gives it back to Stefan. If Burnley could get the ball forward in those counter-attacking situations, and like I said, have that quality, they'd easily be 1-1 with City here. I think a better team would have caught City out quite a few times. That's what Burnley are lacking, isn't it? Here's Cancelo. Bring the ball forward for City. Wide to Nathan Ake. Into Laporte. Laporte with the ball forward. Headed away. Bernardo's in there with McNeil and Westwood. Bernardo loses it to Westwood. Oh, lovely little bit of skill from Westwood. Little drag back and back heel. And Burnley again launch the ball forward. Stefan's out off his line. And nods it into Nathan Ake. Well done, Stefan. Ake keeps this one in. And Burnley go back to their keeper. It's a frustrating game, to be honest with you. Not great if you're a neutral. Nick Pope now kicks it all the way up the field and into the hands of Zach Stefan and gives City the possession back. It looks like Gudmundsson, the Icelandic winger, is going to come on for Burnley. Not sure who for. Here's Rodri for City on the halfway line. Wide to Sterling. Come on, Sterling. You've got the pace to quicken up this game. Sterling into Nathan Ake. Ake. Foden. Foden on the swivel. Riyad Mahrez. Couple of step overs from Mahrez, maybe. No. Simple passing to Foden into Nathan Ake. Ake looking to try his luck there. I thought he was going to shoot. Is Sterling on the edge of the left-hand corner of the box. Bernardo Silva. City passing it round. Burnley staying in their shape. Ake. He's fouled here, Ake. Atkinson plays advantage. Bernardo's fouled as well. Laporte picks it up for City. Here's Aymeric Laporte. He's going to have a dribble into the box now. De Bruyne. Rodri. Cancelo. Wide. Mahrez here. Mahrez into his left foot. Mahrez still. Mahrez. Dwight McNeil with a brilliant challenge on Riyad Mahrez. And he's given the ball away again, the Algerian. Been really poor for City. Really, really poor. Burnley, though. Long ball by Burnley. Straight to City. Royce says we need a younger Joey Barton. Did a brilliant job for Clarence. He weren't too bad for City either, Joey Barton, actually, in his time. But yeah, someone who's a bit feisty. A midfielder with a bit of quality is what you need, Roy. I mean, if you had a midfielder, if Burnley had a midfielder that could just, pick a killer pass, you could have easily been in the lead here. That's all the strikers are missing. A bit of, support. Relying heavily on Dwight McNeil. Here's Bernardo Silva on the halfway line for City. 68 minutes gone here in this game. Here's Rodri. Foden. Foden brings the ball forward. Lays it off to Mahrez. De Bruyne's made a running behind, but Mahrez doesn't find him. Foden. A swing in by Foden. Nodded away by Collins again. City are not going to score crossing it in against Burnley, are they? Burnley got big men. Warriors at the back. Here's Cancelo. Nodded down to Mahrez. I'd take Mahrez off. I think that should be Pep's substitution. First one anyway. Ake. De Bruyne. Ake again. Into Raheem Sterling on this left-hand side. Sterling takes on Brownhill. Ake once more. Bernardo. Still running like it's minute one, Bernardo Silva. So much energy. Sterling made a run, Bernardo couldn't find him. Still Bernardo Silva here. Into Phil Foden. He's having a run as well at Jack Cork now, Foden. Wide to Mahrez. Mahrez looking for a swing in to Cancelo. Back to Mahrez again. City really struggling to pick this lock of the Burnley defence. I think City are pretty lucky that they got a goal early on in this game, because if they hadn't have done, we would have been chasing this game at 0-0. Desperately hoping to get something from it. Here's Phil Foden. Rodri. Sterling. Raheem Sterling. Oh, can't even beat a man. Raheem Sterling gives the ball away and Burnley come away with it. Jack Cork. Raheem Sterling should probably come off as well. He's back doing a bit of defending, Sterling here. Burnley man throws himself to the floor. He's never going to get a free kick for that. Here's Mahrez. Come on now, City. Got a few bodies on here. Mahrez. De Bruyne's making a running behind. De Bruyne across the box. Defended away by Peters. Given away in the box. De Bruyne with a hit to Manchester City. Lead by 2-0. Well, De Bruyne's not had the best of games either, to be honest with you. His passing's been off. He put a cross in there that seemed to hit a Burnley player. Come back out to Mahrez, who was fouled in the box. Mahrez wanted a penalty, but De Bruyne got there ahead of him. And De Bruyne smashed it into the far corner on his left foot. De Bruyne doesn't need to have a good game to score. Or to assist in a goal, a goal. We'll see it here. This is a replay of the goal. So here's Riyad Mahrez coming through the middle of the pitch. He gives it wide to De Bruyne. De Bruyne crosses it on his right foot from the right hand side. Deflects. Really poor touch by Westwood in the box. And it falls to De Bruyne from Mahrez, who nicked it off Westwood. And De Bruyne, first time hit with that left boot of his. Right into that far corner. No chance for Nick Pope, who, worryingly for Burnley fans, he's staying down on the floor and he's having some medical attention. I'm not sure what's happened to Nick Pope. But a good goal from De Bruyne, and I'd say that is game over now for City. 2-0 lead. No chance that Burnley are coming back from 2 goals, I don't think. 71 minutes played. I think now's the time to bring on someone like Jack Grealish for Raheem Sterling or Riyad Mahrez. Surely City are looking at making substitutions. Burnley are going to make another one. And it is now Goodmanson who's going to come on. So he's going to come on before the second goal. Jack Cork off. Goodmanson on. And City are about to make a substitution. I'm not entirely sure who the player is that's coming on. Not entirely sure. It's Ruben Dias. So Aymeric Laporte comes off. Odd substitution in my eyes, really. Unless Laporte is carrying a bit of a knock or he's not fully fit from coming back from international duty with Spain. But Laporte comes off and Ruben Dias comes on now for City. And he'll fill into that back line alongside John Stones. Good to see him back on the field. Oh, Kevin De Bruyne, says Sean. He's been fantastic with that goal, Sean. Brilliant goal from De Bruyne on his left boot. Been better in the second half. His passing's still not been to the level you expect, but, you know, I still think he's been... I think he's probably not been that bad, De Bruyne, but he sets high standards for himself, similar to Raheem Sterling. But Sterling is like, I mean, I don't think Sterling would get in many Premier League teams. I mean, what, a Norwich bottom of the table? I don't think he'd get in Norwich's team at the moment, Raheem Sterling, the way he's playing. Here's Bernardo. City, that's a bit calmer now for City. You know, you've got Diaz coming on to assure the clean sheet. De Bruyne is the best player after Messi and Ronaldo, says Sean. Maybe in the grand scheme of things, Sean, but right now I don't think he is. Right now I don't think he is. Here's Ake. Lets it run across his body, Ake. Left boot, lifted forward to Sterling, intercepted by Collins. And then underneath it is Matthew Lowton. Chris Wood, body in there. I don't know how that's been given as a Burnley throw in it, but it has done. It looked like Chris Wood just hit him and went out. Diaz was behind him. Burnley have got a mountain to climb though now if they're going to get even a point from today's game. Suppose it's not too long of a journey for Burnley fans through the Etihad, but even so, you go in hoping your team gets something from it. Ashley Barnes is offside here for Burnley. And back to City it goes. This is what comes of not taking your chances. Going to be a long season, says Roy. Saints away next. Yeah, that's the thing, Roy. I mean, as a City fan, I know you probably think you miss more chances than City, but City do miss a lot of chances, and we get caught out in games for that. Burnley had lots of chances, and Burnley had a good spell, maybe 10 minutes in the game, where they looked like they could nick something, nick a point, but Barnes and Wood couldn't finish their chances. And City have gone and scored at the other end due to the quality, you know, purely down to quality, not because anything else. De Bruyne, his quality, and that's what's punished Burnley. And that's why Burnley are 2-0 down. You should beat Southampton, though. They're not the best of sides, are they? I know you predicted them to go down, so I'm sure you're hoping Southampton go down. However, they're beating Leeds at the moment. All the results around the league are still the same. Actually, no, they've not. Just changed. Aston Villa's just scored another one. John McGinn has made it 2-0 against Wolves. Here's Tarkowski. Long ball to Loughton. Little nod over the top to Goodmanson. Bernardo Silva's with him. Still Goodmanson. Brilliant tackle from Bernardo Silva. Sliding in and winning that ball. Bernardo Silva is so good. Bernardo again in there. De Bruyne. Felt like he was foul. What a tackle by Diaz. Chance of Burnley. Strike! And it's up and over the bar. What a tackle from Diaz, by the way. In the build-up there. Slides in. Foot on the ball. Still fell to Burnley somehow. Luckily. And it was Ashley Barnes on the turn. Tries to bend one into top corner. Difficult technique on the swivel. Never travelling Stefan, I don't think. Man City have had 14 attempts to Burnley 6 today. Burnley have had 2 on target. City have only had 6 on target. Here's McNeil. Slips Dwight McNeil. They give a free kick to Burnley. Said it's a foul by Rodri, but McNeil looked like he slipped there on the wet turf. Nice to see something Kevin De Bruyne this journey. He's been a little off the boil. He's not been good here today either. To be honest with you, despite the goal, he's not been fantastic. He was to the goal. Wonderful finish, but he's only been playing little moments, really. We need to get him back to creating chances, get an assist. I mean, if we had a striker up there, De Bruyne, whipping balls into Erling Haaland in the box, I think he would have one of his best seasons ever in a blue shirt, wouldn't he? Possibly next season, that could be. So Burnley with a free kick here, swung in. Barnes gets a flick on and then stones away. And De Bruyne underneath it and behind for a throw into Burnley. 76 minutes gone. Surely we see Jack Grealish come on. I need Grealish to come on for my Fantasy Premier League team, actually. Frustratingly, he's not on. Cancelo's got me 6 points. Grealish is my vice-captain, and he's not even on the field. Not even on the field. Iheanacho's got me 5 points at the moment. Ings has got 6 as well with this goal. I've got Lukaku as captain. I should have had Cancelo and Ings as captain, shouldn't I? What a big mistake there. Here's Westwood. Collins. Long and over the top by Collins. Ake takes it down, puts it behind for a throw into Burnley. Better than nothing, Nathan Ake. Here's Lowton. Throw in for Burnley. Into Goodmanson. Oh, he's turned Bernardo Silva here. Back into his left foot. Goes for a cross in. Bernardo Silva blocks it away. Sterling. So slow to get moving here, Sterling. Come on now. He's supposed to be quick. Here's Raheem Sterling. Oh, he's given it back to Burnley. Well done, Sterling. Sterling has Rodri maybe 2 yards away from him. He still gives it back to Burnley. Well, Sterling's been complaining about game time. But he wouldn't get in Burnley's team. He wouldn't get in Burnley's team, Raheem Sterling. That's how bad he is. I mean, I'm not saying Burnley the worst ever, but I mean, I don't think he'd get in a championship side at the moment. Oh, Leicester City have made it 2-1 against Manchester United. Who scored? I'm not sure who scored. But it's 2-1. Oh, it's not. It's back to 1-1. Maybe. There's been an offside VAR or something. It's saying 2-1 and 1-1. Throwing to City on this far right-hand side. Nearly 80 minutes of play gone. A comfortable victory, really, for City. A hard-fought one. Frustrating to break Burnley down, but they've been fairly comfortable at the back, really. Despite Burnley's few chances. Only maybe a 10-minute spell where Burnley had a few chances, really. Rodri up underneath it. De Bruyne tries to take it down. Goodmanson there ahead of him. Bernardo Silva wins it back. Here's Bernardo Silva and a handball against Bernardo Silva. Not sure where it touches his arms unless he cuts his arms off here because his arms are on his body. Free kick to Burnley. Chance for them to again lump a ball into the box, which will suit their bigger man at the back. Roy says, has City thought about buying Danny Ings? Do you think he's good enough to play for City? Well, I think City should have bought Danny Ings in the summer, shouldn't they? I don't think he'll leave Villa now. Now he's joined them, but Danny Ings would have been a good sign in the summer. I know he's not. I know as like a City fan, you think, oh, Haaland, Danny Ings. I don't want Danny Ings, but at least he gets in the box and scores goals. You're right, Roy. He'd do a job for City. He really would. Dwight McNeil with the ball in here. Ashley Barnes with a header. Chris Wood with a shot, and Chris Wood has missed from about 3 yards out. Somehow he's put it over the bar. Great chance for Burnley. Cross comes into the box. Ashley Barnes attacks this, flicks it onto Wood, and somehow Wood has put this over the bar. Actually, I think it's Collins. Is it Collins? Yeah, Collins gets a head on it. How has Chris Wood missed that one? If it's on target, it goes in. He's stretching for it, and he's poked it up and over the crossbar. Be very disappointed with that if you're a Burnley fan. Chris Wood himself would be disappointed with that. Should score, Chris Wood. Really should score. It is 2-1 to Leicester City. Manchester United are losing. It's Soyuncu, the Turk. I assume from a corner, the big man. From a corner, Ayosi Perez swings one in. And Soyuncu with a big header to give Leicester City a 2-1 lead over Manchester United. Thank you, Leicester. Let's keep going like that. So, right in the stroke of 80 minutes now. Tarkowski, wonderful ball again. Out to Lowton. Goes for a cross in. Whew, terrible cross. Cancelo takes it down in the box. Great pass into Mahrez. Mahrez, get your head up now, Riyad. Get your head up, Mahrez. Into Bernardo Silva. Under pressure. Loses it. Wins it back with a wonderful tackle. Great play by Bernardo. City on the counter here. De Bruyne. Ball through to Phil Foden. Against Collins. Foden. A shot blocked by Collins. Foden still going here. Oh, well done, Collins. Well, I said I didn't know who he was before the game. But he's not having a bad game here. He's not having a bad game at all, the man at the back. Took it around 2 or 3 City players there. After he won it back from Phil Foden. Good defending. He gets a foul for nothing. Just runs into Bernardo Silva. But well played, Collins. Been impressed by him. Well, the physio here, I think, is telling Nick Pope not to take the free kick. I'm not quite sure. He was down before, Nick Pope, wasn't he? Well, substitution for Burnley. Off comes Chris Wood, the BTEC Harry Kane, for Jay Rodriguez. What a strange career he has had, Rodriguez. Such a shame for that injury when he's at Southampton. He was about to go to the Euros with England, wasn't he? He was linked with Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United, City. He picked up an ACL injury, I believe, in the game against City. I think I was there at the game. And from then, his career sort of just never took off, did it? Didn't work in for any more at Southampton. He's been around a few places. I think Burnley suits him now. But he could have been such a top player. I feel bad for him, really, that ended his career like that. Oh, Mahrez flicks it round. Peters, here's Riyad Mahrez, but he's not very quick, Mahrez. A little step over from the Algerian, still going here. Up against Brownhill, I think it is, and Dwight McNeil. Mahrez, and he wins his side of throwing right down on the right-hand side of the corner flag. Well done, Mahrez. Really well done, Mahrez there. Did fantastically well. Cancelo. Back to Rodri. Here is Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, Rodri again. Mahrez in space on his right-hand side. Rodri goes into Cancelo. Rodri, Bernardo, Cancelo, City playing in those little triangles, knocking it in and around the Burnley players. Mahrez. Mistaken touch there by Mahrez, but he gets away with it. And he forgot the ball. De Bruyne back to Stones. Diaz. Well, Pep Guardiola has just managed to get us 5 substitutions in the Carabao Cup now. But he's only made 1 in this game. And if he had 5 subs, do you really think he'd make them? I think not. Here's Ake. Ball over the top by Ake. Oh, what a ball by Ake. Phil Foden. Tarkowski. Challenge on Foden. From behind Foden. He's given a goal kick. Foden wants a penalty. Foden was a little bit off balance. Tarkowski just gives him a little bump in the back. Causes Phil Foden to go down. We'll see here. What a ball from Ake, by the way. Good touch from Foden here. I think Foden, because he is smaller than Tarkowski, Tarkowski's got no interest in the ball. He does just flatten Phil Foden. But he flattens Phil Foden in a manner which is not so much a penalty. You'd feel hard done by if you got it against you. And off comes now Kevin De Bruyne, the captain. And on comes Fernandinho. So City going with 2 holding midfielders. No Grealish. Fantasy Premier League team is ruined. Manchester United have scored against Leicester City. Marcus Rashford in the 82nd minute has given United all level 2-2. And Fernandinho's on for City. He had a bit of running in Fernandinho's legs, which doesn't seem to get much now. I think he will go after this season. Here's Mahrez. Poor touch. Flicked into Dwight McNeil here. If Burnley get a goal here, could be a grandstand finish. McNeil. Little nutmeg on Cancelo. He's looked very good, McNeil. A player that I've said before I really do like. I don't think he's maybe Manchester City quality, but he's definitely a quality player. Balling by Burnley, and Ake deals with that one. It's, I think, an offside anyway against Burnley. Oh, it's 3-2 Leicester City. What's going on here? Well, Marcus Rashford scores in the 82nd minute, and Jamie Vardy has scored in the 83rd minute. 3-2 Leicester. What a game that looks to be at the King Power Stadium. What a game that looks to be. Well, Grealish is going to get me no points, is he, as my vice-captain? Here's Stefan taking the free kick for City. Someone has got 70 points in the Fantasy League. 82 points someone has got in Fantasy League. They've got Zach Stefan in goal. These people, Firmino's got 51 points for them. 51 points for them. Because they had him as captain. And he scored. I mean, some people are just They're ahead of the game, aren't they? 3-2 says Julie. Jamie Vardy having a party. Let's hope it stays that way. They're in about the 85th minute, same as City. Burnley with a long ball forward here. Here is Dwight McNeil. Back to Westwood. Wolves have pulled one back against Villa. Here's McNeil. Trying to skip past Fernandinho. He's doing a pretty good job here. And Cancelo makes a tackle on McNeil. Back behind for a throw into Burnley. So Wolves have scored. It's Romain Saiss. I suspect from a corner also. No, edge of the box. Oh, from a corner. Roy says, come on, Dash, sign Jamie Vardy. He'd be a fantastic player for you, right? I think he will finish his career at Leicester, won't he? Vardy. What a player he's been. I saw something interesting. Who would you rather be, Vardy or Kane? Who's had a better career? You'd say Vardy, wouldn't you? Collins. Oh, terrible back pass by Collins. Foden in there. Pope comes flying out. Sliding tackle on Foden to stop him getting one-on-one with Nick Pope. Lucky Burnley there. Jay Rodriguez. Tackle by Rodri. Advantage played. Sterling then fouls Dwight McNeil. It will be a free kick to Burnley. Collins quickly there across to take it. This game is finished, I think. Everyone knows this game is finished. It's Ashley Barnes on his chest here. Diaz across to him. Out to Goodmanson. Still Goodmanson. Switch of play to Westwood. Dwight McNeil across the box. Does bobble after a deflection from Fernandinho. But into the path of a City player. And City come away with it. Bernardo Silva. In behind to Mahrez. City 2-on-2 here. Mahrez against Tarkowski. Mahrez. Brilliant. Mahrez. Foul by Tarkowski. Free kick Manchester City. And that was a smart and clever move from Tarkowski to foul. Foul in there. I think he had to do that. Tarkowski there. Just in case Mahrez did play a ball through to Foden. I don't think City are going to make their third substitution. 2 odd substitutions really by Pep. Surprised we haven't got someone like Grealish to come on, but did play a lot of football for England. Managing his minutes like you've got to do. City take the free kick quickly. Little short passing to Bernardo Silva. Rodri wide to Cancelo. Oh, brilliant passing to Mahrez. Mahrez. Oh, step over. He's trying to be too clever there, Riyad Mahrez. And Burnley counter. Diaz through the back of Ashley Barnes. Dwight McNeil. Trying to skip past Cancelo. Well done, João. Really well done, Cancelo. Dwight McNeil still. Into Brownhill. Good football from Burnley. Loughton. Collins. Oh, Collins, his flaws are starting to show later in this game. Loughton into Goodmanson. Loughton again. In a battle with Diaz, which Diaz always wins, doesn't it? Always wins, as Ruben Diaz. And Stones goes all the way back to sack Stefan. So not long in this game left. Not long at all in this game left. Long ball by City over top. 88 minutes played. Well, oddly enough, the time in every game is going up, but the time of the Manchester United game is still at 83 minutes apparently. But no, it is at 88 minutes. They're just not refreshing it on Sky for whatever reason. Bernardo Silva down in the box here. Couldn't get to the end of that one. He's frustrated, Bernardo. He's tired. He's put everything into the game as he always does. Diaz away. Sterling with a chest. Foden. Fernandinho. Good options here, Fernandinho, and he goes back to Stone. City in no rush here at all. Here's Rodri. Cancelo. Rodri. Phil Foden. Here's Fernandinho. Foden. Back out to Stones. Diaz. Surprised Burnley is still running. Been chasing the ball for a lot of this game. Bernardo Silva. They're unlucky really, Burnley. I think City, of course, better side. City deserved to win, but they did have a few chances. If they'd taken on, the game could have gone in a very different direction. Here's Mahrez. Cancelo. Mahrez again. City just toying with Burnley now. City fans going to try and catch the tram and beat the traffic. They've already left. Here's Bernardo. Mahrez. Mackie goes to John Stones. Okay, Stones. City knocking it around the back. Diaz. Into Fernandinho. Do you think the Clarets will stay up, says Roy? I think so. Sean Dyche always seems to pull it out, doesn't it? Sean Dyche always seems to pull it out. I do think Burnley will stay up. They've got a lot of fight in them, and it doesn't matter if they're losing games against City and teams like that. But you've got to beat the teams around you. I think they've got to beat Southampton if they're playing them soon. Well, substitution for City here. The number 80, Cole Palmer, is coming on. For 3 minutes of football. That's similar to what Foden did when he played for City. And off comes Bernardo Silva. All smiles from Bernardo as well. And it seems to me that Pep sees Cole Palmer as a midfielder and not a winger. If you see when he plays him, he doesn't play him on that right wing, does he, Pep? He always plays Cole Palmer through the middle. Oh, it's 4-2 Leicester City. Patson Daka's got one for them as well. So United have been beat at the King Power Stadium. Aston Villa are 2-2 with Wolves. Wolves have pulled another one back. Connor Cody in the 85th minute. So Cole Palmer through the middle. Good to see. I think Palmer definitely in Pep's eyes is a midfielder, not a winger at all. Oh, Burnley with a mistake there, but they get away with it. And they give it straight to Sterling. No interest in running Sterling. You think he'd actually show a bit of energy towards the end of the game, Sterling. Try and maybe get himself a goal or something. Fernandinho. 2 minutes left. Phil Foden. Oh, ball through to Mahrez. Mahrez through to Sterling. Shocking pass from Mahrez. Sterling would have had a tap in. Not that he would have scored it. But given away. And up the other end. Come Burnley. Sean Dyche is screaming at his players. Get forward, attack. Westwood under pressure from Sterling. Well done, Sterling. And Westwood runs out of play for a throw-in to City. Pep's trying to get the ball back in play. He wants Cole Palmer a couple of touches on the ball, doesn't he? I'm sure Palmer's going to be on for the future at City. I'm sure of that. Here's Stefan. Taking his time into Rodri. Stones. Stones back to Rodri. City calmly playing it out. Rodri. Fernandinho. Palmer's got a big bit of space here. Fernandinho goes wide to Cancelo, but look at Palmer in space. Cancelo. Mahrez. Not looking at Palmer at all. Well, they've given the ball now, City. Cancelo, Palmer. Cancelo again. Palmer. Going to Foden. Tries to get Foden behind here. Foden might still get on it. And Collins stabs it away. City with a chance there. City with a really good chance. And Collins just managed to stab it away. Southampton is finished between Leeds. A 1-0 win for them. Okay. Raheem Sterling. Looking to take on the Burnley player. And he does. Sterling. Into the box. Palmer in there. Can't put it in the back of the net. Referee blows a full-time whistle. Manchester City 2. Burnley 0. Good performance from City. We get 3 points. Frustrated by Burnley, who defended pretty well. But at the end of it, 3 points is what matters. And interestingly enough to see, United have lost to Leicester City by 4-2. I think it's not quite over yet. But that's a big one, isn't it? That's a big result. Norwich 0, Brighton 0. Bernardo and Pep having a couple of hugs here at the end of the game. Bernardo seems happy again. I hope he stays happy. So a big win for City, a good win for City. An expected win for City. And we move from there, don't we? So thank you very much for everyone for joining the stream today. It's been great to have you again. We will be back for the City game on Tuesday, I think, which is against Club Brugge. Andy Cox says, love the commentary. Cheers. No, thank you very much, Randy. Great for joining us. Thank you to everyone that's been with us. It's been great to have you, as usual. And I hope that, when you want to watch the games and you can't watch them, or you still want to watch the games up with our commentary and you want a bit of interaction, definitely come and listen to us here and definitely subscribe to the channel. That means a massive, difference to us. Plenty of things on this channel as well. And thank you to any Burnley fans. I know Rise a Burnley fan. Thank you to any Burnley fans that have been listening as well. It's been great to have you. So City with a winner against Burnley. 3 points on the board. And next is Club Brugge on Tuesday against, the likes of Noah Lang, De Ketelaere. Who's the other one? Wesley on loan from Aston Villa up top. They look a decent side. Will be a tough game for City, I think. I think they are home or away from home. I'm not quite sure. Thanks to the excellent commentary, says Roy. Thank you very much to everyone. So great to have you. Have a good rest of your day. And watch the Brentford versus Chelsea game, which is at 5:30. Not too far away now for that one, if you want to watch that one. And we'll see you all next time. Thank you very much.